when it was 14.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it was.
I am the youngest one here, though.
Well, like in human
mentally
years.
speaking.
Mentally speaking.
In
Also,
human
yeah,
years, you're the youngest one here.
Hello,
But, like-
everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D, campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party found their way into the Temple of Restraint, one of many Saurian temples destroyed during the Argosian Inquisition of their island. Scavenging among the ruins, they found several puzzles, some of which were broken or, due to a lack of maintenance, no longer functioned as intended, others of which were completely non-functional, and others of which managed to stand the test of time. Making their way past a chattering construct, a looping illusionary tunnel of darkness, a wall-to-wall copy of the Saurian dictionary, and caged skeletal dragons. The party spun the hourglass and, managing to resist the temptation to spin it again in their panic, found their way below the temple, having shown restraint and all of its values.
I didn't even know we could spin it again.
Usually that's how that puzzle's intended to go, is that whenever the party notices there's a countdown, they'll start spinning it again because they panic and like, oh shit, reset it. And then it just keeps looping until they realize they just have to wait.
I've showed you that puzzle before.
Yes, you did. Anyway, finding their way down.
Did you get that from online?
Partially. Yeah, Austin sent me like a version of it, and then I like modified it for this dungeon since it legitimately makes sense for the theme anyway. Mm-hmm. Finding their way further down, the party finds themselves in a large, somewhat moist underground chamber, lit only by the magical emerald green bubble protecting a jade key. The magical bubble is seemingly impenetrable, but slowly shrinking over time. And although the party could not read it, the room warns that this is the penance for any impatience or attempt to circumvent the puzzles that were shown upstairs. So, one day of waiting has passed. The bubble has shrunk significantly, but it's slow going. And the party had a down-to-earth and meaningful conversation with one another in the darkness, as with nothing better to do than sit and wait, they might as well work out their personal problems. And with that, as the earlier conversation comes to a close, Caleb attuning to your goggles, Zephyr idly pacing the room, Neon fiddling with your gauntlet, and Kero, Gil, Raccoon, and Lucian, and Caleb talking to one another. As the conversation dies down and everyone returns to what they had been doing, what would you guys like to do?
How does the bubble look? Is it still going?
Yes, but slowly. It appears you likely have another day at least.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to look at everybody. Should I message Liv and tell him that, maybe to wait a day or two, because this seems to be a slow burn.
Sorry about it.
You might want to let him know that we are good. We just have to wait on something.
Okay. I am going to send a message, not to my brother, but my brother-in-arms.
Alright, what would you like to say?
Okay. I actually kind of thought of this. So, I'm gonna say, Dragon 1. This is very difficult because I have to do this very, very precisely. So Dragon second one. What did he fucking call us? Snacks and Snapples?
Snacks and Snapples, yes.
We, the Snacks and Snapples, have solved most of the riddles in here, but we have a few more days. I got 3 more.
To go.
So please wait.
You get a response relatively quickly. What? Who's that? Oh. Sure thing, Mage. I'll start working my way back.
He's already leaving. I was like, that was my also thought process.
Yeah, we might have already been in there too long.
Mm-hmm.
Had to work my way back to make sure the beast didn't pick up my scent.
Oh, the beast. I'm sorry, my brain filled it in and said bees instead of beasts. I am so sorry.
Oh no, so the bitch did pick up his shit.
No, he's just being precautionary, I think. Does he say anything else?
No, that is the end of the message.
Okay, so of course I tell everybody. I think he's just being precautionary. I guess that is a good thing. But he said that he is going to work his way back. I don't know how far he is, but we have nothing to do but wait. Which reminds me. Where's Caro in the room? Is she close by or?
Yeah, Caro had been involved in the conversation, so she's just standing not that far from you.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Caro and just kind of pull her over to a corner away from prying ears.
All right.
Do I notice?
I mean,
nothing sneaky.
Yeah, and it's a big empty room. Hiding is going to be a
I don't know,
hard
Gil.
sell.
Do you notice?
But yeah, so
Listen in.
Oh, fuck you.
do you actually want to try and listen in?
Yeah, but I want to be sneaky about it.
All right. Caro, are you going to help Lucian fly under the radar? Or?
Did Caleb notice?
Again, yeah, Lucian's not being particularly sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Can Caleb try to listen stealthily?
Oh my god! What the fuck? Did you try to have a
Everyone's just like, huh?
What?
Oh, drama.
Hey, Matthew.
What's
You
up?
went through high school. Teenagers love drama.
That's fair. Yeah, so, Caro, are you going to,
They
help?
hate and love it.
Are you going to basically be quiet while Lucian has whatever conversation they want to have with you, or are you not really paying much mind to potential eavesdroppers?
I'm not really paying much mind to them.
All right,
Yeah,
Lucian, roll stealth
okay.
with disadvantage. Caleb and Gil roll perception with advantage.
I would also
Oh,
like
no.
to, but I think it would also mostly just be because Neon's got big ol' ears.
Well, and again, it's important to remember, part of the reason that Zephyr and Neon were able to hear the conversation last time as well is because, remember, this room is huge, empty, and echoes. So even if you were whispering, if nobody else was talking, it'd actually be pretty hard for nobody to hear you.
So the first roll was a natural 19, and then the second roll was a natural 20.
Well, mine was an 18 and then a nat 20.
Oh my god! Well,
We are apparently Caleb and Neon are gossip machines.
Like gossip fiends.
No, you speak on mine, honey.
Okay, so with mine, my first one was a 19.
Don't.
My second one was also a nat 20.
Oh my god, I'm gonna throw myself away.
Natural 19?
I'm just gonna throw myself away now.
Was it natural or with modifiers?
Because,
19?
It says natural 19.
Yeah.
DM,
yeah.
I'm gonna throw myself away as I had rolled a natural 2. So that would be a
Imagine if you rolled a 2 and then a natural 1.
No, my first roll was a 16, and then my dice decided to say, fuck you, Amanda.
Well, no, the dice said "fuck you, Lucian."
Yeah, I did.
So what's your stealth in total?
7.
All right. All three of you are able to hear the conversation Lucian's about to
I hate
have
all of
word
you.
for word.
I hate all of
I love how it was 3 natural 20s.
Now you all
And
just wasted your good luck on this bullshit.
Lucian, you are convinced, despite the acoustics of this room, as long as you and Caro keep your voices down, you will not be heard.
Okay. So, I'm going to kind of like pull her close and be like, so, you know the thing that I told you about the sun dragon?
Yes.
Well, I was thinking, you know, I've, of course, you know that I've been messaging Lucifer, and you guys don't want me to do that, and he's really frustrating, is as good as my mind is going to come up right now. So I was wondering, do you think that I could, like, message her instead?
I don't see why not.
Well, because, like, I don't know, like, if she's into, like, you know, just talking, you know, like, I want to just talk and be like, hey, you know, what are you into? Do you like books and science and stuff?
And
I don't know.
interrupting you randomly.
Does Zephyr say that, though?
No, I mean he's not listening.
Okay.
Yeah, although I will say, because I was actually waiting for an opportunity to bring this up, Zephyr and Raccoon are both also able to hear this just with their passive perceptions.
Yeah.
Literally everyone can talk about it.
Everyone can hear you.
I hate all of you. No.
What are
So-
friends for?
Do you think that, like, because, like, I think that maybe instead of burning my spells to get, like, you know, maybe he'll actually be useful this one time, and, like, use it to, like, get to know her. I don't know. I'm starting to panic. Like, is this like normal?
I think so, yes, but
I want her to
panic.
like me, Carol. I want her to like me, but so, like, I don't want to, like, come out, like, clingy, you know? Shut the fuck up, Jeremy.
Why doesn't she
Matthew.
like me, Carol?
Matthew,
What's
What-
up?
what do you think I should have Caleb roll to not to fight the urge to laugh?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, he gets +1 to that.
Fighting the urge.
I hate all of you.
Actually, oh, wait.
I hate you.
So I rolled a nat 1.
I hate you. He dies.
Caleb, you can't help it. Lucian, your train of thought is abruptly halted when Caleb bursts out, nearly pissing himself laughing.
He whips
at
her
this-
little head around and maybe accidentally smacks Carol with her fucking braid. What are you laughing at?
Hang on, what was Neon gonna do?
I was gonna say it's like one of those things of like you have a bubble that's sitting there like just on the table. It's like completely delicate, and then the moment the air shifts even slightly, it pops. That's what it's like with Neon. The moment Caleb starts laughing, so does Neon.
So Neon and Caleb are both
Yeah,
laughing.
Lucian, you see Neon and Caleb are guffawing and cackling.
What are you?
Joins them.
What the fuck are you guys laughing about?
Caleb's gonna be like, we just heard the funny joke.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Did you say you, Gil?
Yes, I did.
Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not. We're not. I said we're
Because-
laughing at the joke.
Love
Gil said that to you.
I don't know what
unrestricted.
Gil's laughing at. I guess Gil's
It's
laughing at you
hilarious.
because he's that kind of guy. But me and Neon
That
are
kinda
laughing at
guy,
a funny
so
joke.
weird.
You know what? Forget it. I'm sorry about the Chikaro.
Hey, you don't know what Caleb's lying. You didn't roll. You didn't roll the.
To be fair, it's not against the rules to just assume someone's lying.
I'm fine. Yeah, like Lucy is just kind of like super insecure right now, so like, you know. she's just
Carol
like,
put a hand on Lucian's shoulder and just, it's okay to like somebody.
apparently it's not.
I think
Just,
I think it's just because you're panicking. They don't mean to laugh. You don't need to worry about it. It's okay.
It's okay. We're just making fun of you. You make fun of me all the time for people I like.
No, I don't.
I said
Go date
Okay.
Summer like a week ago. I think that was a week ago. It was like a fucking few days ago. I don't know. The sun is confusing me right now, so I'm very confused as to what day it is. We've been underground for way too long. But anyways, I told you to date Summer because you like her. I never said shit about anybody that you liked.
Eat it.
I just said that, oh look, she's your girlfriend, because like she was like a goth
As if
girl.
he's not making
It's like-
fun of him.
it's like
Wow.
the worst thing is like I'm just sitting here like
Lucy.
history.
Like, are you even listening to yourself?
But Caleb can't do that because he wasn't there whenever all the stuff with Summer happened the first time.
It's
So
like,
Caleb can't roll history to remember if they made fun of him at all.
Summer and I made fun of you when we were in the carriage together. Oh, that was great. She's
So
really,
you admit that
funny.
you did make fun of him
And you
for it.
laugh.
she's really funny, especially when she's talking about you.
You fucking hypocrite.
One mic at a time, you two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
use my mic, sweetheart. They can hear
It
you.
wasn't picking me up.
Well, it is now.
Okay, either way.
Here.
You caught the first part. No. Wait, what's that? Oh, yeah. You fucking hypocrite!
Am I a hypocrite?
You laughed at me several times.
Yeah?
You just said it.
Because you're being stupid. Am I being stupid?
Deafening silence from the party.
Well, I mean, Caleb and Neon still haven't admitted to laughing at them.
I kind of like,
yeah.
with that deafening silence, I kind of looked to Panic and to Carol. See? It is stupid!
You're not being stupid for liking someone.
Apparently I am. That's why Gil thinks it's funny, and apparently why I'm
Caleb's
a
just gonna be
hypocrite.
like, honestly, the funny part is the fact that you were like, how old are you?
I'm
175, wasn't it?
I'm an adult. You never ask a woman how old she is?
I was asking him.
Caleb was like,
Okay.
Caleb was like,
Matthew, she has said this before.
Yes, she
That
has.
is history check to remember exactly how old she is.
I mean, I think Amanda, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he actually got it right with his immediate in
You
character
did.
guess.
You
So
did.
yes, you remember that Lucian is 175.
Caleb was like, You're that old, and yet when this subject, you act like someone my age.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
We're not saying it's wrong.
Well, people don't usually laugh at things that are wrong, do they?
Why is it funny?
Depends.
I don't understand.
Because
It's just funny to think about someone who's an adult acting like, you know, a kid. It's like, have you never
like a 12-year-old?
have you never liked somebody before?
She kind of she puts her hand in her pocket and her shoulders slump. Well, no.
I know how long elves live over you could have been there for over 100 years, and you've never liked somebody in that time.
I mean, I like my brother and I like my mom.
That's different.
I like my
mean,
nurse.
like someone that you're not related to.
Yeah, like.
I like.
Rip.
Did you hear me? Hello?
There you
No,
go.
you cut out
Yeah.
I am
almost
so
a shot.
sorry. She just kind of she with her other hand massages her temple. I like my nurse Winona. She's not related to us.
I don't mean like that. I mean like.
Have you ever loved someone and wanted to be with them forever?
No.
Just the two of you.
No.
There we go. We got an answer.
It's not my fault. I had a lot of people come in and be like, "Oh, I want to marry you because you're prolific here," and I'm like, "Go away. I need to study." You know, it's not my fault.
Not my fault.
It's not my fault. And yes, I am a bookworm, but maybe this dragon is too.
Sun Dragon doesn't strike me as a bookworm.
Well, she doesn't have to be a bookworm for me to like her. You know, we could like different things, right? That's a thing, right? As Mama would say, opposites attract.
Okay, let's have this scenario, Lucian.
Oh no.
You like books.
Yes.
You get anxious, nervous, and very shy
Shy?
around the idea of sex.
Because I don't want to have sex, Gil.
Sun Dragon, on the other hand,
Hang on. It's like elves
Loves-
are weird.
agree
Her
entirely.
face goes absolutely bright red.
like, remember what the what were they? They were
Orc.
Orc, right? A half orc.
He's a performer. How is that sex?
He was a sexual performer.
No, he's just a dancer.
It's like, oh dear.
I would like to pipe up and say, if you two don't change the topic of conversation right now, I'm going to put one in each of your heads.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Kara's looking a little uncomfortable as well.
Look, I just wanted to
This
talk to Carol
conversation
and
has gone
ask her.
places it didn't need to go.
Look, I just wanted to ask Carol if she thought that it was okay for me to talk to the fucking queen about, you know, stupid idol stuff, and I just wanted to see if it was okay.
Why would Caro know that?
Contact her.
Well, apparently I do need permission to contact anybody, because like when I do it to Lucifer, you guys get angry. And then like I talked to Liv, but only after I talked to
You
you
see,
guys.
we didn't get angry necessarily because we got angry because you talked to somebody, but talking to. Okay,
You talked
talking
to
to
the enemy.
Lucifer is completely different to talking to Sun Dragon. Because
Right, I love
you see, Sun
Lucifer.
Dragon isn't currently our enemy working to our downfall.
Sorry, I was having a coughing fit. I mean, but Lucifer also has been super helpful. Well, not super helpful, but kind of helpful. He's been helpful somewhat.
Caleb's just gonna give her this look of,
He's helped on multiple occasions, so you know that is helpful adjacent.
You're not making a very convincing argument for him being on our side.
Okay, here's the thing though. No offense. He is not on your side. He is on my side.
Is he though?
Well, that's what he said.
Have you ever heard of the concept of telling someone what they want to hear?
No, you misunderstand. A long time ago, you weren't here for this. Like a month ago when we were in Mercurial.
I'm gonna proceed.
A long time ago, way before you were born. Lucifer kind of made a promise to me that he would be there, like always, and then when I guess like some weird fucked up thing happened in my head, me thinking that he wanted me on his side. So I think that like maybe subconsciously I don't know. I'm not a fucking psychologist, okay?
Yep, Zephyr walked away.
I don't
To
care
where?
what about.
In that room.
Are you just
Are
going
you
back upstairs?
serious?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, now all of us have to be there, so you're just like, alright.
That's what you think.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Does anything happen to him?
The bubble expand! Nah, Zephyr heads upstairs and nothing appears to change.
Okay.
Caleb was like, hang on, I lost it. I lost what Caleb was gonna say.
You know that feel?
Regardless of whether or not I should be talking to my brother, I said that I would ask. So I asked. And
I guess it can't hurt to ask.
I don't want to come off like, oh, look at me, I'm Lucian, and I'm gonna like talk to you about the weather. I don't know. I don't want to look stupid, I guess.
The weather, you can't even see the weather. I was like,
Zephyr's
It's
voice
gonna
kind of
be-
trails from upstairs.
Zephyr, you're not even in the king room, so shut up.
just
Caleb is gonna be like, well, I mean, all you can really do is try. The worst thing that happens is it doesn't work, and then you just have to, find someone else. Or it
All
could
over
work,
again.
and then
It's
you
so
don't.
stupid. It's so stupid, Caleb. Here's the thing. This is what I was telling Carol. Like, what if she doesn't like me? What if I don't like her? And then I
So
have to
what?
do bullshit all over again. It's so stupid.
It's called
So what if they don't like you, or you don't like them? That's how it goes. I've only liked one person, and I know that.
I don't know, Caleb. It feels like it's really, 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 really more complicated than you're just saying.
It is.
Only more complicated because you make it more complicated. Which is...
No, it is. I've been there.
You were forced to be married.
I was never married, but
You were
I've
forced
so
to be
fallen
engaged.
for several people. I've so
Well,
fallen
that's
for
how it
several
goes for
people.
most people. From what I understand, most people of any kind of importance usually get forced to be married to someone.
Well, that was the plan for me, Caleb. Was I wasn't going to have a choice who I married. Eventually, when I did become a doctor, like my father, I would have to marry. And I would have to marry. And she stops and she closes her eyes. Fuck.
What?
She just like closes her eyes.
Like, I was just
And
saying, like, that
shakes
was
her
one of
head.
the things she would have to do.
I
think she forgot.
would.
Or was
I
she
would
saying
have
that
to
as, like, an
marry-
exclamation?
No,
think as
she
an
like an explanation. Like, oh, like she just fucking realized something. She puts her hand through her hair and just shakes her head. Mama was forced to, well, I wouldn't say forced. I guess she kind of liked my dad, but like it was all political, you know, and of course the same was for me and Lucifer. Eventually we would have to marry higher up in order to go up the chain of hierarchy. That is how it is done. And I just fucking realized that apparently I like the queen. But, like, I didn't like her because she is a queen. I like her because she is, like, cool, and she wore that cool jacket at the dance, and she was really funny, and, like, I wanted to get to know her because of that, and I just... Lucifer said that he and I were very similar because we both wanted to get up, you know, further up in the world. And I'm proving him right by liking her.
And to be fair, you said it's not because of that.
No, I don't.
You get
I
to a
don't think
similar
it is.
result, but through a different way.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
You get to a similar result through a different way. Hello?
Yeah, you're fine on our end. It's
I'm here.
potatoes.
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 Yeah, potatoes.
You need to plug in more
Lucian-
potatoes to the modem.
we got some. We actually bought some. Anyway, Lucian is gonna come over and sit next to Caleb in her little crisscross way and take a deep sigh. And she looks like she's processing what Caleb is saying. Her eyebrows are furrowed and she looks like she's really thinking.
Don't hurt yourself.
And I was going to be like, maybe, I feel like what you should do is maybe just try to talk to her normally. Try to maybe see about being a friend, and then, if you like them after that, maybe then you can try to move on from being a friend.
Okay, so what you're saying is like make friends with her.
Then
So
you can
I
get an
could be
idea
like,
if
how-
you really would like her as more than a friend.
I've never had a friend, Caleb. I've only ever had Lucifer. I don't know how to make friends.
Well, I do have more experience making friends than I do that. The main way to make friends, in my experience, has just been you find someone that you seem to be around a lot, you talk with them, and you do things with them, and then you become friends. It's kind of hard to explain.
Her eyebrows furrow a little bit more, but we're so far away. How do you make far away relationships work, like friendships? And I mean, you have your friend that we saw that you keep talking about. How do you remain friends with him?
I do have to point out that in Tibet it is a little bit different. There's always an understanding that we're not always going to be around our friends. Because, Tibet is a kingdom of bandits, so we're always off raiding somewheres. But generally, we just, whenever we are in the same area, we do things. Or maybe we even work together on things.
So I should invite her to. What do you mean by things? What are things?
Just whatever you want it to be. Whatever
like
you're doing.
What?
But
Okay.
what I'm trying to get at is you're far away now, but you might not be far away at some point in the future. We may, in fact, I think we are. Weren't we heading that way?
Yeah, we were heading that way, and I did
And
ask
then
her.
maybe you could interact with them then, and then you build that
Repertoire?
Is that the word? Oh no,
Yeah.
rapport.
Yeah, but she said it in the French way.
You build basically you build the
Relationship.
Rapport?
yes, that word. You might build that, and then that's how I think. I have to admit, I'm not a psychologist. I'm a bandit or assassin, depending on who you ask.
Damn it, Lucian, I'm a bandit, not a psychologist.
And he's like, but I think genuinely that's kind of how things go from somebody you know to somebody who's your friend.
Okay.
I have a feeling Caleb is woefully not understanding how friendship works.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna turn to Caro. Caro. You have a lot of experience with Queen Blackthorn.
Yes.
How did you become friends with her?
Kara goes into flashback mode. By that I mean she sits down.
Space and we're looking at Carol like, what are you looking at?
She knows we can't see the little dissolve wipe, right?
Caro dissociates.
Yes, it dissociates. Well, when my friends got taken, I was trying to find them. And when I came to this country, I found the Blackthorn. What's the fucking place's name? Sorry. The country.
It's just called the Kingdom of Blackthorn.
Okay, yeah, the Kingdom of Blackthorn. Blackthorn country. First.
Blackthorn country.
They didn't really want to let me in at first. But they did.
Why?
I am good at shooting. And they liked that there. And Garo also needed help. He was baby at the time.
Oh.
Garo kind of waggles their head.
So Lucian just kind of bites her lip a little. So I have to be good at something?
No, that's just how I got into the country. Blackthorn thought I was interesting.
Oh,
Because
well,
I was a frog person.
Well, I'm fucked.
You're a frog person.
Halo.
With a tiger, and I was also good at what they were good at.
So what I'm hearing is that I'm fucked.
No, you just have to find something you can relate to.
Okay,
Caleb's
Fine.
gonna add. Okay, Caleb's going to add that. So if you want to know how I met my friends, I was born, and my parents had friends, and their friends had kids, and I became friends with their kids because we were always around each other.
See, you would think that would be the case with me because, like, my mom was, like, super liked and stuff, but, like, it was only ever Lucifer and me, and I mean, like, sometimes we would sneak out, you know, but, like...
Were you, like, locked in your house all day?
She continues to bite her lip a little and sigh. No, we were not locked in, but if Father caught hear of us mingling with the commoners, I would get severely punished. Lucifer could always talk himself out of everything. But it's not like he has never been punished, because he has, but, you know.
I feel like your father does not really understand how kids work.
No, my father is not very good with children, I should say.
I don't know if he is very good at understanding how other living things work.
Living things? No. But dead things, yeah. He was a necromancer. Duh. She smiles.
Going to Well, I will say at the time I probably was considered more of a commoner than a royal. My family weren't exactly royalty that I was born to.
We are royalty, you know, but we were very...
Mobile?
The word you used before was rapport. We had very big rapport. Like, we had a lot of it. Like, we were very, very popular and very famous. And everybody was like, oh, Lucian, you should do this thing for me. And my dad would be like, okay, I'll do the thing, but if you give me money or give me this ingredient that I need, you know. He would always do stuff like that. And my mom was always away, you know, on business and stuff. And I didn't really get to know her a whole lot. But when she was home, it was nice.
Seems like both your parents didn't really know how to do kids.
You know who was really good with us was Winona. No matter how badly we tortured that poor woman, she was always good to us. Lucifer and I would switch places all the time. All the time. And it was the funniest thing ever. It was so funny. But, like I said, Lucifer and Winona and the other servants were all I knew.
Well, that's sad.
Is it? Why?
Because no true friends.
Well, I have you
Sounds
guys now.
very lonely.
Well, like I said, I have my brother. Which is why you have to understand I am... After finding out that he wasn't after me and that he is not trying to kill me, or at least I don't think he is, you know... I want to be with him again. I want things to be like it used to be, you know? Like how things were when we were kids. It was really nice.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants things to be able to, anytime something happens, everyone always wants things to be able to go back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think that's the biggest reason why I felt so defensive about you guys, like, telling me that I have to ask permission to talk to my own brother. You have to remember, I've spent 170 years with him.
it is understandable, but I do think you should not. I think just talking to us is mostly just because at the moment he is working with the Scar Concord and could be telling you things. We don't know for sure if he is or isn't, but like beside that point, it's also just you don't want to let him use that to his advantage over you.
I don't understand.
Basically, using the fact that you want to think he is on your side, even if he isn't. We don't know if he is or isn't, to be fair, but it would make you more susceptible to be manipulated.
No.
You'd be more open to suggestion from him.
I see your point.
So
I don't like
you
it,
should
but
be-
I see it.
Well, sometimes we don't always like everything. But that's really kind of more the point I would want to make on that is just be careful not to let yourself get manipulated through your feelings like that. Sometimes the people we're closest to can be the most dangerous for us.
You mean like Mr. Debeja?
That is definitely something I am thinking of.
Because I know that he has already betrayed Zephyr, and I do feel bad about that. Did something happen to you?
Well, I know there was a thing, but I can't remember.
It was when
Exactly.
Lucifer came to get you guys.
Yeah, Caleb was trying to convince them that that they should just go with them, but then they're like, and then he tried to do okay, yeah, I remember now. Caleb's like, well, funny enough, whenever we were dealing with Lucifer, not only was he spineless because he just did what Lucifer said, he tried to just trade me and Zephyr for them leaving.
Well, to be fair, Lucifer
Yeah.
is very powerful, and your dad is, well... I was
But my brother,
evil.
it's Loop, right?
Yeah, Loop.
He knows magical spells and things like that. And
So does Lucifer.
Summer has poisons that could impair one's abilities to fight and see and all that.
Lucifer could do a lot of things. I don't know what he's been studying the last 5 years, but he has a very big, he had a lot more doings with magic than I did for a long time. I wasn't really a cleric until, recently. I started worshipping Shiva instead of Marzona because, I was like, I should celebrate the life that I have and worship Shiva. I don't know. I'm not going to go down that road with you right now, but I know that he is very powerful.
And Caleb is also but especially if Zephyr would have helped, if she could have used another poisons and Luke could have done something with the magic, between that and me and Zephyr's capability, we might have been able to at least force him back enough for us to escape. If not, knock him out or something. I doubt we could have done that. He does seem quite strong. But we might have at least been able to push him back away and given us opening to escape, and then try to
So why
find him.
didn't you?
Because my father told them to stop, and unfortunately, they listened to him. Not to mention, also, Matthew, isn't the Queen of Tuaja also very considered really good with a sword?
She has been, you know, that she was a trained duelist since she was a child, and has not only has she never lost a sword fight to anyone's memory, but if the rumors you've heard about your adopted mother are true, she's never even been hit in a sword fight before.
Not even to mention the Queen Tuaja, who I don't have time to go into full details, but let's just say the rumors are she's never even been hit in a fight. Even as she's gotten a little bit older, she's still probably one of the strongest people in Tuaja.
So what does that tell you about how strong Lucifer is if she didn't want to mess with him?
He listens. If he would have told her to fight him, she would have done it. It's not about not wanting to fight. The Queen, from what I remember, basically always listens to the King. And Summer and Loop are almost no different. Me and Zephyr are actually a little bit weird that we sometimes don't always listen to him.
Yeah. Well. Regardless. I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm sorry about my brother. It is a very... it happens a lot that I have to apologize for him, so I do apologize for him.
How does the bubble look?
It's been steadily decreasing, but ever so slowly.
Lucian is gonna just put her head in her hands. How much time do I have until it's bedtime?
You have about 7 or 8 hours at this point.
Okay. She's gonna take out her medical books that she's been studying, and she's just gonna read.
Alright. Anything left from the people in this chamber before we see what Zephyr's doing upstairs?
No,
Okay.
not really.
Sorry, I was
Neon, you
drinking.
good?
Yeah, nothing. Sorry, I was drinking.
No worries. Kato?
No.
Okay. Zephyr, as you head upstairs with only your last snide comment to Lucian as you headed up, you find yourself back in the central room. What would you like to do?
I would like to see if I could leave.
Leave the temple?
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way across the chamber, open up the set of double doors, and the hallway, you can see because you have dark vision, but the hallway is incredibly dark as the sun is already at about its midday. So the sunflower is currently scraping up against the back end of the waterfall and thus is blocking your way forward. You, as far as you know, cannot get past the sunflower out into the Killer's River.
Thank you very much. Stuck here with you people.
Ouch, my feelings.
Guess I have to wait till morning because it won't be accessed in the morning.
Just gonna fucking leave the temple. Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. I again, he figured he doesn't have to be here right now. He could just wander. I don't know.
Hey,
Honestly,
he's
he
got to
had plan-
go.
He was planning on going to see if he could talk to the other guy. But,
Oh, Liv?
yeah,
True.
first, but then Lucian already took care of that, so he wasn't like too worried about that part.
Mm.
It's funny that you named him Liv, considering that's what he's going to be not doing in about a week.
Yeah, Dinosaur's gonna that big boy he's been talking about just gonna munch him up.
Yeah. Nah, Neon's going to break his neck.
the peacekeeper's like, I've had enough of them.
I
Fuck 'em.
killed 2 people, what do I care?
Yeah.
Stopped caring about lethal force.
Yeah, that's the Batman rule. You kill one person, and that where does it end at that point?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous whenever you kind of think about it, though.
Yeah, but that's a conversation for DC to not have.
Yeah.
All right, so Zephyr, where are you planning to? What are you planning to do for the afternoon?
He just doesn't want to be here. Can I just like brute forced out of here? And just like, oh yeah, destroy the wall.
Man, it's too bad we left my giant mech outside.
Apparently this wall is.
I do remind you, Lucian did tell you
It's like
that
moss.
it's pretty much indestructible.
I heard.
That's
you.
moss!
Well, first off, you said pretty much. Does not mean that it is indestructible. I'm not
Zephyr,
forced.
help me.
What's up?
But,
I can't. What is that from? Moss!
I think it's a JonTron thing.
No, I know what it was from. It was. I'll tell you about it later because it's a long story.
Yeah, so we'll come back to that.
I was gonna say, what if there's moss?
Moss.
Yeah, I'll message you, Hunter.
Yeah. There's a little bit of moss. A little bit of moss.
Because he's been sitting there for so long.
But yeah. So Zephyr, what you gonna do?
I want to add more time to us, so he's not gonna attack the thing
Yet. See if the party fucking drives you insane after a while.
Yeah, with all their talking and random bullshit, he's like, I guess he will. He'll just kind of.
Zephyr's just like, emotions.
I feel like Zephyr is that emo kid that just sits in the back and just hates everything.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Maybe,
yeah. Yeah, a rogue with emotional issues. Imagine that. But yeah, so
The edgy rogue sitting in the corner.
yeah, brooding.
I get that's the word I was looking for. Brooding.
Yeah. Yeah. So Zephyr.
Yeah, he'll just start exploring whether he can, new things, see if he finds anything new.
Sure, make me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Or as Quick Crab called it, the Edgelord.
Yeah.
I got to 22.
Okay. You spend the better part of the afternoon until sundown just exploring the temple, seeing if there's any treasures that the Inquisitors or those who came before you neglected to retrieve. And to your disappointment, there does not appear to be much. The hourglass is far too heavy for you to move, not to mention welded to the ground. As Caleb observed, they probably would have taken it if it was possible. And other than the silver balls used to open the locks, there doesn't appear to be much else in the way of potential treasure. Although given that the locks came off of the chains once they were opened, you imagine you probably could take the silver balls out, which may be worth something. But those are the only things that you think are of
Don't
any...
make the bubble expand.
And you do remember the chains had some kind of enchantment on them, so you imagine those could be useful. But the dragon bones. You find a few gold coins that. Because Gil, correct me if I'm wrong, I do not think you retrieved the gold coins that you tried to make offerings to the skeletons.
I thought I did.
Well, if you say you did, then. But yeah, so you know the chains to be enchanted in some way. You don't know if the enchantment's gone now, but they were. And the silver balls are still in the locks, and you imagine those might be worth something. Other than that, you spend the afternoon searching and don't find anything that you could carry that would be of any reasonable value.
I guess. I'll see if I can pocket the chains.
Do you have a bag of holding, or?
Yes, I do.
Then yes, you may add 4 lengths of possibly enchanted chains, and if you want to take the locks with the silver balls in them, you may add 4 silver balls to your inventory as well.
Balls.
Yes.
And where are you going to sleep for the night?
He's debating, should I sleep with the party? You know what? Zephyr will sleep at the door.
Zephyr, as the sun begins to set, not that any of you can see it, you slide the hopefully still enchanted chains and locks with silver balls into your bag of holding, and kind of shake the bag of holding to adjust it as you put it back in your bag. And you do consider going back downstairs to rejoin the party now that you've had some time to yourself to recoup, but eventually settle on sleeping outside the door to the temple. The rest of you, as you begin to get tired from your menial activity throughout the day, Zephyr does not return, although the bubble does not expand, so it doesn't appear that he's doing anything that would disrupt the temple's workings. So unless any of you want to do something different, the party bunkers down and prepares for day 2 of their penitent wait.
I do want to wait until everybody is like fast asleep, and then I'm gonna message the Queen Sun Dragon.
Okay.
Oh Lord, here we go.
She said she was gonna.
I want to fake being asleep.
You have to go to sleep eventually.
Not only that, but you have no, you don't necessarily have a reason to suspect Lucian's going to do that.
But she said she was.
She didn't specify when.
You always wait for us to go to sleep to contact people.
That is not the point. You don't know what she's
But
gonna
you have
do.
said it before.
You're only doing this to be a shithead, and I don't appreciate it.
You have said it before that she contacts people while we're asleep.
I never said that.
What?
Actually, you admitted to it. That's because you talked to us about when you talked to your brother on your shift while we were sleeping.
So?
You have done this before.
I've done it before, but
I'll say that's a decently convincing argument.
If you have a pattern.
Hey Matthew, you're not doing them any favors.
I mean, I can't. I gotta be fair.
I mean, roll 0.
Well, yes, rule 0, but my rule 0, which is what the DM says goes for those watching at home, is I want things to be fair, which means that basically I try to crack down on potential metagaming when I spot it, and hey, at least give a reasonable explanation for doing that. Basically to avoid situations exactly like that, where someone says they're going to do something in private and another character, because they out of character know that person's going to do that, are like, hey, just through sheer coincidence, my character's going to witness this. That being said,
Rule 0, where like the DM's like basically what the DM does goes.
yeah, basically like the DM can supersede the rule book at any time.
Yeah, that's
Matthew,
what I thought.
What's up?
if you don't think it's reasonable that he
Oh, no. Like, your explanation made sense. I just wanted an explanation before I allowed it.
Okay.
But yeah, so, that being said, as the party drifts to sleep, Lucian, at a glance, everyone appears to be asleep.
Okay. Don't give me that fucking look, Jeremy. You're on my shit list. No, not actually mad. I'm gonna say I've got 2 of these. So I'm gonna say this. Hi! I'm not particularly good at these things. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. But I wanted to see if you wanted to be friends. And that's my message.
There's a pause of about a minute before you get a response. Well, aren't you forward?
Huh? Wait, what did she say? I'm sorry. I was looking something up.
Yeah, aren't you forward?
No, what did Lucian say?
Basically, like, kind of danced around it before just out and out saying, like, I'd like to be friends.
Okay.
Yeah, she kind of laughs for a moment before continuing. But...
How's her laugh?
How's her laugh? Analyze laugh.
Okay.
But
important, Matthew.
I thought I agreed that we're still on for tea, if I'm alive within the next couple months.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Lucian is gonna say out loud, wait, what? As she normally does. Okay.
She can't hear your responses until you use another sending, so she continues unimpeded, like as you're talking to yourself. But yeah, I'd like to be friends, Miss Alefkir. I'll see you whenever you get here.
Okay. Last message. I'm to be forward. I think under the circumstances, maybe you can call me Lucian? And that's her message.
I like how every time she mentions, hey, I'm in danger, shit's going down, everyone briefly freaks out, but then Lucian is immediately like, well, hold on, that can wait.
Wait. No.
Yeah, like she
being
never
friends
says anything
first.
about that.
No.
She never says anything about that.
So she said, hang on, I gotta count. I think under the circumstances, you can call me Lucian. I got 10, 15 more. Why wouldn't you be alive in the next few months? Are you okay? That's my message. Final answer.
Was that metagaming for us to point that out?
Probably, but it's whatever. It's happened multiple times at this point, so I was only pointing it out because it made me laugh.
Like, I honestly was sitting thinking, I feel like we just metagamed them into adding that to their message.
I don't think Lucian would actually, be like that, though, because, like, she is legitimately concerned. It's just like, I'm nervous and she's nervous, so it didn't come out that way.
Yeah, and again, it's not... like, basically, it's kind of metagaming, but not so much that I'm gonna, like, be angry about it. It's whatever.
Okay.
Sorry, Matthew.
But that's fine. It's harmless. Besides, if I was going to be that, like, uppity about it, we could basically never talk out of character about what's going on in the game. So, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Basically, I don't disagree that it might be to a certain extent, but it's one of those metagaming pigeon scenarios of it's not major enough to actually be a big deal. Anyway. There's another... Well, you certainly move fast. Next thing you know, we'll be holding hands.
Lucian's screaming.
She's like covering her face, actually screaming into her face, like in her hand. She's like, ah!
But all right.
Some neon fires a shot through the ceiling.
But all right, Lucian. And well, it's like I told you a couple weeks ago, that guy in the airship's giving me a bit of trouble. Already lost a couple towns, but we're making sure the city's ready for when that motherfucker gets here.
I love her.
Why do you think Lucian likes her so much? She's so fucking cool. No, she's way different than Gil. Leave me alone. Is that that's her message?
Yeah.
Okay. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna use my Pearl of Power and send one last message for the night and then go to sleep.
Okay.
I'm going to say, last message of the night for me. We do plan on coming soon as we can. Got 10 more. We will get that fucker together when we do.
I'm already expecting it. When I go to town, it's gonna be burning or destroyed.
She said when she can.
Just expecting us to get there now, and just like, alright, we're too late.
Don't make me feel guilty. I already sent my message.
You'll find Queen Blood Dragon barely holding on to life and then dies in her arms.
I'm gonna stab you.
And oh, if only you had gotten here quicker. It's almost like if you hadn't slowed the party down with complaining and arguing.
Damn! Damn!
Sorry.
Went right for the throat.
I was just trying to think, like, how could I possibly make it worse? And I was like, what if it was Lucian's direct fault?
I love it!
Oh.
But her actual response. Sounds good, Lucian. And, when you get here, I'll make sure the city's in one piece for you. Maybe we can have a feast and talk about tea.
Gee.
Yeah,
Right, that's what's on her mind, of course.
it's on Lucy's mind.
I like how Gil's like hearing this, and all she's hearing is random laughter.
Yeah. There's a lot of like inverted squealing, and I'm sorry about the dog.
You're fine.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, that worked. She's just gonna like internally screaming, squeaking, and just gonna curl up in bed and put the blanket over her head as if the gods cannot see her blushing.
Alright.
And when Gil doesn't hear anything else from Lucian,
And we'll ever mention the fact that apparently the airship guy's been attacking Sun Dragon the whole
Oh
time
yeah,
that we've
she's
been
gonna tell them. She's
been
gonna tell
fucking
them.
around.
Yeah, no, she's gonna mention. Oh my god, I cannot speak tonight. Mention that. Probably in the morning.
Yeah, because I distinctly remember, like, while you guys were going through the humming highlands, that was whenever you messaged Sundragon for the first time on this topic, and we're just like, oh yeah, airship guy's been giving me some trouble, but yeah,
He
assuming
cut
I
out
live to do it, we should get tea sometime. And Lucian like
completely forgot.
totally glossed over that one of the Scar Concord is attacking Sundragon directly, and was just like, wait, she wants to have tea.
Didn't tell us. Anyways.
Anyways, tea.
Oh, I was wondering if that was going to come up. So, as the
Love
party,
you, Matthew.
what's up?
We love you.
Oh, love you guys too. So, as the party bunks down for another day of penitent waiting, you all get a long rest and awaken the next morning. The bubble is significantly smaller now, and if it keeps going at the rate it's been going, you estimate by tomorrow morning it should be gone completely.
Sweet.
Hey.
So when everybody's woken up and kind of moving around, Lucian is gonna sit up and, flatten her hair down because it's probably a mess. So I messaged this, Queen Sundragon, and she sounded like they were in a lot of trouble. She said that she lost a couple of cities because Captain Droop, I should probably tell her that's his name. Anyway, I'll tell her tonight. Don't worry about it. That Captain Droop has been attacking her cities, and she's expecting them to attack her city very soon. And I might have told her that we were coming to, help. Do we have like a time frame for what we're doing, or can we jump over there and then jump over here? I don't know. I really want to help her and make sure that her country is okay.
The only way we could go any faster would be if we had modified our plan. Maybe just find the way to get to the queen of this place and then let the rebels do with that as they wish. And then we can go deal with that problem in Sundragon, hopefully.
I wanted to give Aragos a chance to redeem herself and give her a chance. But I think you're right. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. We should continue getting the keys, and then we go and give the keys to Aurora, and then Aurora can figure out what the fuck she's gonna do, and then we go over to Sundragon.
Maybe the next time you can send a message, you should tell Aurora about this modification to our plan out of necessity.
Is it necessary to tell her that?
Yeah.
Well, she probably wouldn't. At the moment, she assumes that we're going to use the secret route.
Okay. Well, we'll get the keys for her, and then she can go and do her little,
Whatever she needs to do.
If she fails, then we come back.
And they'll be expecting us.
And Caleb's gonna be like, what do the rest of y'all think?
I think we should finish the job.
Sundragon seemed really, really in trouble, Gil.
And we can't be losing allies right now.
Yeah, we really need allies right now. More than we need to kill enemies.
Neon, Kato.
Yes, we should help.
We should. Okay. Neon?
Hey, what did Carol say?
They agree that you should prioritize helping Sun Dragon over taking out Ergos.
We lost that.
I'm assuming Neon's away, so Zephyr, until Neon gets back. Morning comes, and you awaken alone. You can hear some echoing conversation, but the details are, unless you try to listen closer, kind of muddied by the bouncing acoustics and echo. But as far as you can tell, it is morning. What would you like to do?
Well, is the door open?
Were you sleeping out by the sunflower or in the temple, just on the just by the front door?
I mean, just sleeping by the front door, just waiting for it to open.
All right, taking a peek through the front door. Indeed, the sunflower is currently sprouting up towards the rising sun and parting the waterfall, allowing you to exit for the day if you wish.
Okay. I proceed to walk out of the temple.
Oh my God, Zephyr!
Zephyr literally waited. He was literally patient about his walking away.
What else is he gonna do?
He literally had to show patience so he could do his thing of walk away.
That's how you know Zephyr's dedicated to the bit.
Dedicated to walking away. He's like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'll wait right here for that thing to open.
All right.
And
Zephyr,
then he waddled away, waddle.
You,
And he waddled away. Waddle.
you unfortunately
At least y'all know that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You see the Killer's River stretching in front of you. There's no obvious ground, so you will likely, unfortunately, have to get in the water, but it looks like the river's tide will gently carry you to where you can get kind of scramble onto the coast, despite your general difficulties with swimming.
He is swimmingly challenged.
I guess, reluctantly, might as well do it now than later. So he'll proceed to try to get to land.
All right. Kind of with a grimace, you dive surprisingly gracefully into the water and kind of flounder and paddle to keep your head above water as Killer's River carries you further inland, and you quickly clamber onto the coast, surrounded by...
I can't remember. Was Caleb able to swim?
Yes, you can swim.
Okay.
Plus you have that thing on you.
Maybe Caleb should teach Zephyr how to swim.
Maybe. Zephyr, you clamber on to the field of dead plants and regrown sunflowers stretching out towards the morning sun. Your eyes have to kind of rapidly adjust as you're looking at sunlight for the first time in days. And even then, it's underground sunlight. What would you like to do?
I guess what I will do is I will proceed to walk up the mountain and look for Liv. Bird's eye view, Liv.
All right, make me a perception check, and I'll give you advantage since you have a bird's eye view.
Okay, so flat roll. Flat roll be 18.
Zephyr, using your spider climb slippers, you climb to the top, not to the outright top, but you climb to where the waterfall divots out from Killer's River, covers the cave mouth, and then flows out into the Jade Valley. You climb up to that kind of plateau where you can have some relatively even footing and look out over the Jade Valley jungle. And it takes you a moment, kind of squinting in the bright sunlight and holding your hand over your eyes, but you see two things that catch your interest. You do see Liv, crouched on one of the treetops, and actually appears to be looking at you. And he kind of waves his hand to get your attention, and once he sees that you're looking at him, points down into the jungle. And you hadn't seen it before, but as you kind of squint to focus with Liv pointing it out to you, you see some of the brush and plant life at the edge of the tree line kind of shifting and twisting slightly, as if something is moving within.
We have some unwanted visitor. The music stopped.
What was the thing you spotted? I'm sorry.
There's something moving in the jungle.
Basically, there's the creature, of unknown origin.
Unidentified walking creature.
Yeah.
UWC.
Can I get to Live without being near said bush?
Not from where he currently is.
I can't walk to them.
Well, because to get to the nearest tree, you would have to get through some of the foliage, or at least be near it.
Oh, he's on a tree?
Yeah, like I said, he's up in the treetops.
How should I prevent this, or what should I do? Let's see. Alright, I guess I'll pull out my crossbow, and I will kind of point it towards the bush where I saw the rustling, and look towards him. Kind of yeah, should I? Maybe I could
Liv, you can't make out facial expression from this distance, especially with the morning sun literally directly in your face. But you do see him raise his blade over his head, and basically it seems like you can't tell if he's good with the idea or not, but it does seem like he'll help you if you start something here.
Good enough for me.
A Zephyr attack.
That's good enough for me, I guess.
Zephyr dies.
I doubt it. I guess I will.
You did split the party.
Well, it's a split of one. Not like an even split or anything like that.
Like, you know the rule, you don't split the party.
If we didn't split the party, we'd be in that dungeon for days.
Still in that dungeon for days.
Well, we've been there for longer. We'd all be in the hallway or some dumbness. I guess I will proceed to fire a bullet at the rustling.
Alright, make me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Alright.
I need to go lay down.
Never attached my crossbow. There it is. Disadvantage. Roll. 11.
You fire your crossbow, and it goes wide, and you can hear it impact into a tree in the jungle. And you did not, unfortunately, seem to make impact with the foliage, but you do notice the movement stops. Whatever it was definitely noticed that it's been noticed.
Yeah, I figured I wasn't gonna hit it, but scaring it was an idea. I'll get close to it. I mean, it's not like you'd be super hard to get to. You know, I could totally get to live. I mean, just bolt on. I guess I'll get back on the ground from the mountain, and I'll say roughly, I would say 50 feet from the bush, assuming it's not that fast. 50 feet from the bush, I will kind of like stop. And I will proceed to click my little button. I will proceed to click my little button on my suit to go invisible.
Okay.
Because its invisibility lasts.
A minute. So I need to be quick. As I do that, I will then proceed to kind of like relative quickly, but obviously, stealthily sneak by and get to the tree.
Okay. How fast are you going?
I would say roughly. I'll say he's kind of like a dash. He's doing like a semi dash, like not a full dash, but he'll do like let's say 50 feet of movement speed.
Okay. As soon as you hit the button, Zephyr, you hear a sound to your right, of rapid footfalls, and you've already hit the button, but as you turn invisibly, you feel this sharp needle-like pain in your side. Just a second.
Oh, there goes our rogue.
Hey, we still have another rogue.
There goes one of our rogues.
You take 7 piercing damage,
Ooh.
and make me a strength saving throw.
Oof.
Probably correct.
Does being hit break his stealth as well?
No, well,
No. He, as far as I'm aware, he stays invisible. It's just if he attacks.
Even then, yeah, like up to that's how it works. It's not like a spell technically.
Yeah, it's limited. It's way more limited in time wise, but you have more flexibility with what you can do. Yeah, so you take
7
yes,
damage.
yeah, seven piercing damage, and make me a strength saving throw.
Which is not something I'm good at. Can't even see that. Oh. So.
Is that a 1?
I rolled a 2, but I have
But
a negative 1, so I have 1. A dirty 1.
A dirty 1? Matthew, is a dirty 1 less bad than a nat 1?
Well, on a saving throw, it wouldn't matter anyway.
Okay.
Technically, I guess a nat 1.
Because otherwise spells would be even more overpowered than some people think they already are. Because that's the one advantage that attack rolls have over like spells is that they can crit.
This is a spell?
No, but like that's basically a kind of rule of thumb for saving throws in general, but a lot of the advanced spells are saving throws instead of attack rolls. Anyway, so Zephyr, you take that damage and you are knocked prone, and you manage to look up to see what hit you. You had been focusing on the rustle in front of you, and a Death Dozen dragon had charged from the side and bitten you.
You didn't listen to the rule.
and as it like forces you to the ground with its mouth, you actually being a reasonably sized target for a dragon this small, it's going to try and kick you with its sickle-like claw, and because you are prone but invisible, this becomes a flat roll. Whew. Whew.
Is it a nat 20?
No. Here's the funny part. I'm gonna give you guys a little fun fact about the Death Dozen Dragon stat block that I made. So the funny thing is, it pounced him because it got a running start before that attack. So if the attack had hit at all, it would have been a crit anyway. But I also rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
Is that a double crit?
No, it doesn't stack. It just basically, if it hits him at all, it would have crit. It just happened to be a natural crit anyway.
So that kind of actually reduces the value of the nat 20.
Yeah. So, Dice did your favor
Basically,
on that
every
one.
other roll. Basically, every other roll gets its value increased, but the nat 20's value gets decreased.
Yeah. Zephyr, you take 5 slashing damage as the sickle-like claw plunges into your thigh, and it's also going to try and swipe at you.
Wait. How did it get 5 damage from a
Because
double?
I rolled a 1 on the damage dice and then a +3.
Yeah, like the modifiers don't get multiplied.
Yeah, my modifiers don't multiply, so.
But don't you like roll twice?
Well, it's either you roll twice or double. I think Matt.
Yeah. I usually just rule it as you double what you roll.
Even then, though, like I said, roll. You can still.
So
get
wouldn't it be
mod.
2?
Yeah, so I said 2, but then he got a +3 to his modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. I don't have it pulled up right now. Zephyr AC?
I mean, I have like a couple, but 18 for now.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's a hit.
That was a pitiful amount of damage for a crit.
I mean, hey, dice went in your favor that time. Zephyr, it plunges its claw down into your shoulder, and you take another 6 slashing damage. You take 6 slashing damage, but as it brings down its claw for another strike, you manage to dodge out of the way of this one, and you can hear from the jungle nearby an uproar of as the Death Dozens seem to have been observing from the tree line and are in some form or another cheering their comrade on as he pins you to the ground and kicks and bites and scratches at you.
Let's see. How much damage has he taken in total from this exchange?
18. Total of 18.
It's not as much as it could have been.
Zephyr, you are
I don't
pinned
know.
on.
I don't know if Zephyr has more or less health than Caleb does.
I'm not sure.
Caleb has 40.
You have more.
Okay.
Zephyr, what do you do?
I'm pinned.
Well, you're just knocked prone. I'm flavoring it as you being pinned, but you are prone, and you're still invisible. It just got the drop on you because it hit you like right as you turned invisible, so you hadn't moved far enough to dodge it.
Yeah, I get it. Well, if I'm not prone, I guess I will use my, half my movement speed to get up.
Mm-hmm. And he cannot see you, so he won't get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. That's good. Then I can then proceed to, walk away from him because I don't want to deal with him.
You're gonna walk away?
I think I'll do this.
Are you gonna climb back up the rock?
Well, I'm gonna climb up the tree that I was proceeding to climb anyways. I had a goal.
You didn't get to it though. You're gonna literally walk into the pack of them.
No, how far away is the tree?
You said you were 50 feet away from it whenever you hit the button.
Okay. Doing some quick math. Roughly how much movement speed I can use here.
Also, sorry, metagaming pigeon over here. I
I mean, I knew it wasn't at the tree, but I figured I could get to it possibly, depending on how I do this.
I'm sorry, Matthew.
What? You're fine.
Sorry
I'm
about
ass-
metagaming.
I'm
You're all right.
assuming dashing means
I'll
like
shut
I
up
don't.
now.
But I'm assuming dashing is I don't use my movement speed of being prone. Like I still have my 35 feet.
Yeah, it doubles your total, so it would just add that onto what you normally would get.
Yeah, so I would have like 30 or no, 17 or 18 depending on how you round it. Movement speed. Dashing would get me to let's see, 35. Calculator brain's not working today. 35 plus 17, 52, just enough to get to the tree. So if I dash as a bonus, as a bonus action, I will dash to the tree.
Okay.
Will the cloak last that long?
Yeah, it lasts for a minute, I believe. Yeah, so yeah, he's fine.
Activated, so it's.
Before I start getting into narration, I'll just mention offhandedly, like, yeah, no, don't worry, Hunter. Like basically what you're saying wouldn't even technically be metagaming as far as I'm concerned. So you're fine. Don't worry.
Okay. I'll shut up now. I'll stop interrupting.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. Zephyr, you kind of elbow the Death Dozen Dragon in the throat and force it off of you. And as you clamber to your feet, you can see the remaining pack members charging out into the sunflower field. And the one that you had kicked off of you clambers to its feet and the one closest to it kind of snaps at it as they seem to be arguing over it losing track of you. And you can see one begins to sniff the air as others begin to take it up. And you see, as you start getting ready to run, they sniff the air for a moment. And as you instinctively place a hand over the slash on your shoulder that's bleeding heavily, they seem to catch the scent of your blood. And their eyes turn to slits as all of their heads turn towards you. And you start running. And as you reach the tree and start clambering up it, you hear a rustling from the treetop as Liv hangs down from a branch. Grab on! And as you grab his hand, you feel another sharp, painful bite as one manages to get a grip on your tail. And it literally hangs off of your tail, pulling at it as it tries to force you down from the tree with just its weight alone. You take an additional 5 piercing damage, but Liv basically crosses his legs to keep his grip on the branch and grabs for his blade and just, get out of here, you git! And throws down his blade. And it more makes a blunt impact with the Death Dozen Dragon than actually piercing it, but it does force it to give a as it falls from your tail and you clamber up into the treetop as the 12 dragons surround the base of the tree, barking and hissing and roaring up at you and snapping at each other as Liv pulls you up into the seeming safety of the treetop. I actually rolled to see if they could catch your scent, even though you were invisible, and they rolled another nat 20.
Damn, a lot of nat 20s tonight.
Yeah, today's the night of crits, apparently.
It's either been nat 20s or 1s.
Yeah, it's a weird night. Zephyr?
31. It wasn't exactly 31.
Yeah,
I
fair.
love how you said seemingly so.
Zephyr, as you're pulled up into the treetop,
Does Zephyr regret walking away?
No.
Liv kind of gently places you on a tree branch opposite him and sits back, kind of staring down grouchily at the Death Dozen Dragons and kind of moving the leaves to shield you from view. And just, you all right, mate?
Wasn't expecting this kind of company, but yeah.
Yeah. Caught them on the way back. Seems they've been following your scent. Take a look. And he very slightly moves a leaf aside. Do you look?
Sure.
As you look through the slight cover he's pulling back, you take a closer look at the one that had jumped you, and as you can still see, it's your blood all over its hands and feet, which it is currently licking off. And you see that parts of its feathers are covered in burns.
Burns. Oh. I realize now. The flamethrower.
That's right. Guessing they took that one personally. From what I've seen, the whole of the pack knows you're here now. I think they've been waiting, seeing if anyone would come out. Speaking of, and you feel a sharp pain as he slaps you on the back of the head. What are you doing out here by yourself? Are the others dead?
Sadly, no. Well,
what a shame. I've been taking bets. Anyway, seriously, why you come out here alone? You know there's things out here in the jungle.
Being in there just was getting kind of stuck with it, you could say.
Bit of a free spirit like me, eh?
I guess you could say that, but they're simply waiting for some sort of. They're sitting here. They're just sitting in there waiting for some magical bubble to shrink. It seems, which only takes time, apparently.
So I guess you found what you were looking for?
I believe so.
Well, credit to you then. None of the Inquisitors ever figured it out.
Well, it was very annoying.
He kind of leans back and kicks his feet, his fingers kind of cracking and seeming to just kind of fidget. He seems to be a little uncomfortable without the comforting presence of his blade, but maintains his composure for the time being as he kicks one leg over the other. And so, what's the plan now?
I mean, I guess wait for that thing to be done for however long that takes, and then we can go on to the next area.
Just would prefer to wait by yourself.
With company like that, but I guess while I'm here, where is this next area we're going to?
Well, I felt a little sorry that I wasn't able to help you guys too much on this one, but lucky you, I actually know pretty much everything about this next one. Inquisitors had a much better time with this one. We've already explored every inch of the place.
So you're saying that what we're looking for could possibly be taken already?
He gives you a wide, sharp-toothed smile. Never said that. Never said that, my friend. Never said that. He gives a nod to the surrounding mountains. It's in Zipper's Swamp on the other side of Scalders Lake. There's actually multiple entrances, but that one's the real one. The others are just decoys, full of booby traps and nothing else. There's a room below the Temple of Rigor, and a bunch of keys inside. And only one of them's the right one. And if you grab the wrong one, and he clasps his hands together in a motion that you know indicates something eats you. Nobody's ever managed to figure it out before. I reckon Mage might have to be good at taking a crack at it. She strikes me as the kind of logic puzzle kind of person.
Well, I mean, I guess if it looks like any of the ones that we're about to get, or of that nature, then we'll at least have some comparison.
Aye. He gives a nod. Suppose we were going in with a disadvantage. And he reaches forward and kind of wipes some of the blood off of your shoulder. Suppose it's for the best that you took a bit of a licking there. Wouldn't have been able to see where you were if it wasn't for that. And he holds up his hand, and you can see the blood on you is still slightly visible.
Yeah, was not expecting that to happen, but
Yeah, you learn to expect that sort of thing when you've been out here as long as I have. Always assume something's following you, something's watching you, something's going to go after you. You struck me as somebody who already kind of thought that way.
well, I don't know much about this part, so I don't know what kind of creatures here, but in a way, yeah. I mean, I figured, something dangerous, as it's already been dangerous.
True enough. He leans back with a sigh and... So, been there, done that. You just gonna wait up here in the trees?
I guess, to pass the time, I can, they'll pull out from his bag of holding some magical chains. I could look these over, see what I can find.
Fancy yourself a bit of an arcanist.
Wouldn't say that, but they seem like they could be useful. They seem pretty strong, so if I can figure out how they work.
Fair enough. Well, don't let me stop you.
And he'll proceed to, I guess, he'll decide what to untune. I don't want to attune to any of this. All good. I guess I'll do the ring of protection.
Well, you don't have to unattune. You don't even know if these are magical yet. Or are you just gonna do the attunement ritual to see if that helps you figure out what it is?
I'm gonna use the goggles of creation and see if there's and cast identify on it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, identify actually does.
We'll come back to you. Those of you still in the chamber, from the looks of it, this should be your last day of waiting. What would you all like to do?
How long has Zephyr been gone?
Zephyr left last night and hasn't come back down.
Gil wants to go look for him.
Where are you going?
I want to go look for Zephyr. A rogue, especially that rogue, on his own for this long, he's got to be up to something.
Well, the bubble, it hasn't expanded, so whatever he's doing is fine.
I'd still rather check on him. Nobody should be left alone. Make him bored.
The thing is like, how will we know that you two are okay? Will you come back with him?
As soon as I find him, we will come back. Or at least I will come back and let you know he's okay.
Okay.
And I promise I won't touch anything upstairs.
She gives a chuckle and just goes back to her book.
Alright. Gil's heading upstairs. Caleb, Neon, Kero, what are the three of you doing?
Neon's just kind of twiddling his thumbs right now, just bored more than anything.
Alright, Kero?
Carol is just kind of petting her small pets.
Alright, Caleb?
Caleb is just going to sit there waiting for this stupid bubble to shrink.
Alright. Oh, I will also say, because I forgot to mention it, if you guys haven't already, the usual day of rations and water for yourself and any other mounts and pets you need to attend to. Ruby was, I believe, left with Morgan.
Caleb is literally, that was his last day of water in his water skin.
Well, yeah. As you drain the last of it, it seems like it'll be gone in the morning. So you can either
Lucian
ask.
can replenish it.
Yeah. Lucian
She
and Zephyr
offers to
both
do
have.
everybody.
Also, isn't there a river outside?
Yes, but you would need to wait till it would have to be in the morning for you guys to access it.
They just drink water straight up like that. They don't gotta like purify it or anything.
Well,
Like
it's one of those
boiling?
like if the alternative is no water, then you don't really have a choice. But
Yeah, unless it's
Lucian,
salt water, then
but
Yeah, but they
Lucian
could
does.
be like stuff in the water.
Yeah, there could be impurities that get you sick. But yeah, Lucian does offer to magically refill everybody's canteens. So assuming there's no argument, you guys get refilled in the morning. Another day of rations and water for each mouth to feed. And yeah, since from the sounds of it, nobody has anything specific going on. Gil, you head upstairs and take a look around. You don't see Zephyr anywhere in the temple or any remains that would indicate something happened. You open the door and see that the sunflower, it's still pretty early at this point, so the sunflower is beginning to scrape against the waterfall, but hasn't quite fallen back enough to get completely unexposed.
Okay, then in that case, can I like look past the waterfall, see if I can't see him?
Absolutely. Zephyr, as you're preparing to use your goggles to identify the chains, you hear some rustling below where you know the Death Dozen dragons to be, and you see Liv kind of raise an eyebrow and pull the leaf cover back curiously, and you see the Death Dozen dragons, especially the one with a burn on it, give one last kind of almost, it's emotionless as you would expect an animal's face to be, but you swear you can see malice and scorn as it casts one last disdainful look at the treetop at you before the Death Dozens begin to scatter and hide in the underbrush. And as you turn your attention towards the waterfall, you can see the hulking, tattooed form of Gil kind of crouching under the sunflower to peek through. Zephyr, are you going to expose yourself or choose to remain hidden? Or try to remain hidden?
I'll remain hidden.
All right. Make me a stealth check. I'll give you advantage because Liv isn't interested in drawing attention to himself either.
Yeah, plus I have advantage in the dice. Good thing. Okay.
All right. Gil, roll me perception.
18.
Zephyr, your stealth?
Also 18.
I'll roll it that way since you had multiple sources of advantage. Gil, you take a long look around and you do not see anything. The jungle appears still and lifeless.
Where did he go? And I will come out a little bit further, like looking for like any sign of life or what I think might be him.
You kind of poke your head further out, and Zephyr, do you do anything differently?
No.
Liv kind of mutters to you quietly, what's if I had to pick a guy doing now?
I have no idea.
I thought I told you guys to always listen to me, and does nobody listen when I say don't wander off by yourself?
I guess not.
Could you imagine always knowing the right thing to do and nobody listens to you?
guess. I mean, I could see the possibility of that.
Zephyr, you out here?
Zephyr says nothing but that.
If he goes out any further, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give him the signal. Yeah, the signal.
I'm so scared what that signal is.
The menacing signal.
Gil, you don't see or hear anything that indicates anything, let alone Zephyr is out here.
I guess since I don't see him, and I did tell the others that I wouldn't do anything stupid, I will go back in and like, he's not in the temple when I get back to the others.
All right, Gil returns to all of you and says that Zephyr is nowhere to be found.
He probably got impatient and went somewhere. We'll try to find him or his corpse when we get the key.
And I was the
Whichever
one
one.
branded.
What?
I'm the one that got branded, and he's more impatient than I am.
I'm not going to touch that.
After Gil disappears back inside the temple and the sunflower begins to slowly, as the morning sun turns into the afternoon sun, pull back behind the waterfall, shutting the temple off once more, Liv gives a... Alright, looks like I won't have to use the signal just yet.
That sounds like that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to see the signal. That's for emergencies only.
Why the fuck is he saying it like that?
Like no one wants to see the signal.
Hey Matt, I'm curious. I forgot to ask this earlier. Would I have seen his sword laying on the ground?
No. Remember, he threw it into, like, thick underbrush jungle.
I thought there was no underbrush around it.
No, that's why I mentioned that Zephyr couldn't get close to the tree without exposing himself to the underbrush.
Wow. They'll be fine in there, so I'm going to proceed to do this.
Alright. You proceed to start identifying the chains. As you do so, Liv just kind of makes idle conversation, which you don't have to respond to, but he just kind of talks. So, well, you managed to survive a death dozen ambush, which is more than I can say for most people who make it out here. So, I suppose it stands to reason that you might live the longest out of the snacks. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's the surface like?
I mean, I want to say less dangerous, but that would be
It's like literally the worst person to ask.
How do you say that? Like you just had this whole conversation as you've only lived in one location.
No, that's true.
But yeah, I would say it's probably either just as dangerous or I'm not sure, but I mean, you're not missing out. The only thing that I would say that you'd probably enjoy would be you wouldn't have to deal with these creatures. I don't know of any creatures up there like these.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be an improvement. It'd be nice to be able to have a bath, use a proper bathroom, have a roof over my head.
Somewhere Lucian says, same.
But
it's the little things you start to miss living out here.
Well, hopefully, if all this goes correctly, then you can either move into one of those cities that you were, I think you were exiled from, or you could, I guess, join us when going to the surface.
He gives a kind of slow nod, and it's probably a good idea that you were an idiot and came out here by yourself, because there's something I've been wanting to ask you. And I didn't want to ask whenever everyone else was hanging around. You guys are going after Cousin Ergos, aren't you?
Yes.
What's the plan if you manage to get up into that fortress she calls a church?
Well, probably will regret saying all this stuff. I probably already regret telling them we're doing it, but frankly, of being honest with you, I would rather just simply get it over with than just end this whole debacle. She's just a thorn in the side, but that's sadly not the plan right now.
Well, that helps.
There's talk of just negotiating.
Hope I get to see it, honestly. She's always been terrible at it. He's kind of quiet and seems very contemplative, and you know what I like about you? Been there, done that?
What is that?
You're not like the rest of your crew. You're honest.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
seriously? What did Caleb ever lie to him?
Well,
Zephyr, honest?
I mean, not sure if I've ever been called that.
I think so. There's a difference, see, between being a thief and being honest. You can be one without being the other, and they're not mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, and he kind of sits up, seeming to get kind of into the conversation. The thing about your crew is that all of them, I don't know what it is. I'm not a mind reader. I think I might be sometimes, but I'm not a mind reader. But all of them, they got something they're sitting on, see? Something that they don't want no one else to know. And I don't know if it's just they don't think about it or if they're just trying not to talk about it. But when you talk to no one but yourself for a while, you start to appreciate people who don't hide nothing from you. And you got things to hide for sure, but you're not doing it because you don't want to tell no one. You're just straightforward. You're sort of like if you were half a dragon, half a person. You know what I mean? Because the dragons out here, they don't have any reason to lie or do anything that they're not supposed to. They're just doing their thing. Big stuff eats the small stuff. Small stuff tries to kill the big stuff before the big stuff kills the small stuff. It's simple, straightforward, to the point. And after a while, I kind of learned to appreciate that, because I'll say this, one thing I'm not looking forward to getting back in civilization is there's a lot of liars. They don't always mean to, but they do. You didn't have to tell me what you were planning. I honestly was surprised you did. And nobody else would have given me a straight answer, I don't think.
Well, the main reason I did tell you is no reason. Frankly, I have no reason if she lives or dies, or what happens to this whole queen or this whole, situation we're in.
And see, that's what I like about you. Because other people, they'd... like... Let's take, as an example, let's take currently doing that. Yeah, they seem like a nice enough girl, and I don't think they're lying intentionally, but they seem like the kind of person where if they didn't want you to know something, they'd probably not say it. Not because they're trying to lie, but because they don't want you to feel upset about it. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you're just like, yeah, I'm probably going to kill your cousin if I get the chance, and I like that about you. You're straightforward. Oh, no. Just makes me feel a little less out of place, knowing that people like us can survive on the surface. After the first few years, I started to wonder if I'd ever be able to survive in the cities again, if I wasn't just part of the jungle now. But you make me think it's possible.
I mean, I guess, while on the topic, what would you be doing up there?
I don't know. If I had to guess, gonna take a nice long bath. Gonna get as far away from here as I can. Put some distance between the beast and I. Maybe I'll explore the world. Go out, find a ship, take a ship, build a ship, get a ship one way or another, and explore. And
Oh, pirates like for me. Y'all heard that, right?
what's up?
Mhm.
Ho, parrot slave.
Yeah, pirates like for me.
And honestly, if I could just take a bath and see the sun, that'd be enough for me. But yeah, maybe I'll take a leaf out of you guys' book and explore a little bit. Who knows? Maybe I'll learn to lie.
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure if you need it down here, but up there it is definitely a useful tool. But I just find it, sometimes just being just outright forth and honest, just be like, hey, I want to make a deal or I want to do this, and
Yeah.
get the right approach as well.
Yeah. It's not that I think your crew are bad folks, just... they tell you what you want to hear. You just say what you're thinking.
Well, not sure what you're gonna do up there. I guess explore, but hopefully you'll find something that will, I don't know, I guess satisfy you and or keep you alive.
Yeah. First time I've thought about something that wasn't hoping I got to make it to the next sunrise. Guess I'll have to give it some thought now.
Death
He...
flag. Like death flag.
Yeah. He kind of settles back against the tree and kind of pops a smile to you, seeming actually comfortable for the first time since being parted from his blade for the night. I don't see what Mage's problem is. You're a good guy.
Yeah, she does have a lot of problems.
Yeah. Like I said, not bad folks, just got problems, liars.
And ouch.
How mean. For one.
Mean, for one. Yeah, everyone gets out of the temple and is just like, for no reason at all, I suddenly want to be really forthright with you.
No reason at all. I want to be angry at you and be like,
Yeah,
you know
don't
what?
metagame.
Yeah, like, just
Why?
get out of
But
the
I
temple
think
and
I'll
cross
kick
off his
Liv's
head.
butt tomorrow.
So they could-
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm gonna kick Liv's butt tomorrow. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
You identify the magical chains that were holding down the hourglass, and Liv seems comfortable and just lays back with a sigh as you continue the process, finishing a surprisingly pleasant conversation. And you identify these. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that identify does tell you the item's name as well as what it does, but let me
It
double
doesn't
check.
tell the name. No, actually, it actually never says the name of it, but it'll tell me how it works, basically, if it's magical.
Yeah, I think the only thing it doesn't tell you is if it's cursed.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me named, or I guess, well, if magical items and other magical imbued items, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunements and how many charges it has.
Okay.
You learn whether any spells are affecting the item
and what spells were used to create it. Okay. So, through your identification, you do not learn the name, but you do know what these chains do. They are enchanted, as you witnessed with Gil, where those who directly damage with intent the chains not only suffer the blowback from the attack they were attempting to perform, but are permanently branded in Draconic as impatient. The brand itself doesn't physically harm them, although it does put them in pain, but the actual harm they were attempting on the chains does. And the chains themselves, as a result of this enchantment, are basically indestructible, as the only thing that could hurt them is unintended harm or natural forces with no intent at all. So the chains cannot be broken through intentional force, although unintended force or natural causes can, and any intended force instead blows back onto the user and brands, or it blows back onto the person who did it and brands them. The item does not require attunement, and seems to not have any form of charges. It's just kind of a latent effect on the chains, and you have four lengths of this chain.
Yeah, basically wrap it around someone, and they're basically there for they're chained for practically good unless they have the key.
Yeah.
Okay. Zephyr now has magical chains.
Indeed, you do.
Alright. Put it in manage
That
inventory.
couldn't go badly at all.
Manage inventory, make custom item, super chain.
All right. Oh, and yeah, speaking of, I will say that the chain in its entirety runs about 25 feet, each length of it. So, 4 25-foot lengths of enchanted chain.
I don't make a custom item. We'll put that later.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, if you're not noting it down right now, write it real quick. Is that it for you, Zephyr?
At the moment, yeah. I'm running it down here.
Okay.
Custom item. But yeah, I will. That'll be it for tonight. I'll put away the goggles, and because we'll probably need it. I'll attune back to my my ring.
Okay. Swapping your attunements, you settle down for a surprisingly more comfortable than you expected sleep up in the tree with Liv. And for those of you in the chamber, does anyone have anything they'd like to do before bed?
Yes, but I'm gonna wait for everybody to be done first.
Caleb, Neon?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, what?
Is there anything you want to do before bed?
No. Caleb's just ready for this to be over. His patience is starting to run thin.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Gil, Caro?
No, Gil's just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Cato?
Carol will go to Lucia. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's right next to her anyways, but you know.
Yeah. You guys are just kind of ambling around the chamber, so easy enough to do.
Yeah. So, Lucien, how does your message work?
So I think about the person that I want to message, like Lucifer or Queen Sun Dragon or Liv. So I think about the person, and then I give a message with 25 words, and then they can message me back with 25 words as well. Why?
Carol kind of leans in and quietly whispers to Lucien, well, I have been keeping our adventurers up to date with Blackthorn. She asked me to do so.
Okay.
So maybe you could ask her or see if she is also okay.
I would absolutely do that for you, Carol. All you have to do is ask.
Carol gives a big smile, big froggy smile, eyes closed.
Okay, I will send a message to Queen Blackthorn.
Okay.
How many? I gotta think. I just gotta think real fast. Okay. Caro is with me. She currently has no access to the postal service. So, just a quick update. We are okay. And are... I got 2 words left.
Did they
Mission
mention
bound.
that it's from Caro?
Yes.
Yeah, she did.
The last 2 words were mission bound.
Funny how she didn't actually ask what Carol wanted her to.
Oh, I kind of look at Caro. Is that
Okay.
okay? Or did you want me to say something else? Because I can do it 2 more times. Maybe 3 if I use my pearl.
It's okay.
Okay.
We will see how she responds.
I will tell you word for word what she says.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, Lucien, you get a very, very quick and rapid response from the young Queen Blackthorn. Oh, that's so good to hear that Caro's okay. Give them the biggest hug you can from me. I'm currently taking care of things over here. I got home safe, don't worry. You guys stay safe too, and tell Carol I'll see her when she... And the message gets cut off as she continues to babble.
I will, is she still wearing her suit?
Carol's
Yes.
always wearing it.
Yeah, Carol always
Okay.
wears it.
I will say, this is from your queen, and I'm gonna give her a hug.
Carol gives an enthusiastic hug back.
So did the others, did Caleb go to sleep yet, or can he say something?
Yeah, you guys haven't gone to sleep yet. It's just getting late at this point. So yeah, absolutely, you can say something.
Caleb's gonna say, maybe we should go ahead and send that message to... What's her name again? The person who used to rule this place, but is now
Oh, yeah.
like...
Blackmont, was it?
No, that was
Black Monk.
Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but like, maybe we should go ahead and inform Aurora of our change of plans.
Yes, I will do that now.
Well, I was thinking about that,
Mm-hmm.
and if we aren't going to actually help them deal with the queen, why should we continue gathering the keys? If helping the Sun Dragon is as big of a priority as you say, shouldn't we just go ahead and go do that?
Didn't we already tell them that we would get the keys?
We did. And here's
We also
the thing.
said that we would help with the queen.
Well, she said that it wasn't necessary, but she was basically giving me a chance to talk to Ergos about what like the negotiations and everything. I was going to be the negotiator, I guess. But as much as I want to do that, I really, really want to be there for Queen Sun Dragon.
So we get the keys to deal with that part of what we said, and it'd give them the best chance to succeed, I feel like, if they
I
had
agree.
the direct access.
Yeah.
And just maybe if you could fit it in, explain that we have to deal with this situation in Sun Dragon.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can do that. Just give me a second to think, and then I will do that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to send a message to Aurora Blackmont. And I will say, sorry, quick plan change. We still are going to get the keys, but we are going to give them to you as... Fuck, I'm not gonna have enough. I'm gonna have to send it twice.
Say we have prior obligations elsewhere.
Yeah, I will say prior engagements elsewhere, and that's my message.
But that's going to raise the question of why is it suddenly now a problem?
Well, that's why next one I can explain it if she asks.
Also, like, if you're using the message, would you be allowed to, like, cast it twice to basically send one message of double length?
In theory, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that because each message gets a message back. So really,
So
to
it's
get
technically more efficient to do it one at a time.
Exactly.
You get a response relatively quickly. Only like 10 seconds pass, and she responds. Well, I will not demand more of you than I already have. I believe your aid would be appreciated here, if not needed. But I will trust your judgment, Miss Alefikir. But tell me if you are safe. Whether she knows the limits of sending or not, she seems to be being careful with her word choice, more for length conservation, similar to you. But from her tone, you can detect a lot of concern. It seems that she has the vibe that the sudden change of plans is because you guys are in danger, and this is like, she seems to be under the impression this is your coded attempt to get help.
Okay, so I will send my last message to Aurora, and I will say, we are safe for the time being. The jungle is dangerous, but nothing we can't handle. We want to help, but
Allies in trouble.
our ally needs help.
Is she not our ally?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I feel like there was a whole lot of extra words that did not need to be in that message.
This time she responds almost immediately. I understand, Miss Leffier. Although, if circumstances change or allow, I can promise the aid of my forces to assist this ally of yours if you help us down here. Perhaps I could even convince what remains of the rebellion to assist us before attending to their own affairs, although that, I admit, I cannot promise you. But the decision is yours.
Okay. I will tell the group what she said. Well, she's understanding, which is really nice. But she says that if we do this thing for her, that she could probably get like some reinforcements to help our ally, which is, as you know, Queen Sun Dragon. I just didn't want to drop names.
I don't know how long this is going to take. All the help in the world is great and all, but it's no use if everyone's already dead.
Also,
No, you're
it
right.
wouldn't be fair to ask the rebellion to leave their homes and go so far where they may not be able to return.
No, you're right.
And to ask them to fight a battle that isn't their battle.
Okay.
And also, most of the rebellion are untrained. It would be a slaughter.
Okay.
I feel like the Sun Dragon problem is probably not going to be one solved by simply more troops.
I think she just needs us. You know, she just needs a little extra help that, is, more experienced, I guess? I could send one more message. I wanted to save it for the Sun Dragon Queen, but, I am going to try to, in not so many words, explain that to her. So just give me a minute to think about how I'm going to say it, and then I will say it. So I guess for the next few minutes, because I need to think about what I'm going to say, so just buy me a little bit of time.
Gil's also going to say, also, if you can, ask her what she thinks her chances of success are without us. Because I don't want to send them off to a slaughter as well if they try to go after Eric.
Assuming if we don't help them, they're dead.
I know this is taboo, but maybe we should split the party.
Oh wait, you're like full split?
Like one person, or rather, like a group stays here solving the Aragos problem, and a group goes back to the surface to solve the Sun Dragon problem.
Yes.
I mean,
really,
Gil would be willing to stay and help with it.
Yeah, the out of character thing to say would be, would you, the DM, be able and willing to deal with that?
I'll freely say I'd be willing, but I will freely admit that for you guys that wouldn't exactly be, because basically there would be literal hours where one group is literally just sitting there listening while not being able, their characters aren't there to do anything. You know?
Right.
That's the main reason you don't split the parties, because it results in long periods where you can't do anything. Whereas if the party stays as a group, worst case scenario, there's only like small stretches where someone's by themselves, and otherwise anyone can jump in.
Yeah,
whenever
where
they
like
want.
potentially you could have an entire session where you might as well not even have shown up.
Exactly, which is part of the reason that basically that's the main reason outside of strategy that's considered taboo, is because like. But
Yeah, I
basically,
totally understand.
yeah.
We're just in a bad situation right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I was gonna save this for after, but yeah, I'll freely say since man, it needs time to think anyway. Yeah, no, like I'm excited. The fucking political aspects of the campaign are starting to become relevant. Now you guys are being forced to make strategic calls of who you help and who you who you support and who you don't, because you can't do both.
Yeah, because Gil doesn't want to leave Aurora and the rebellion behind to just get slaughtered. When
The
maybe
alternative
a
would
couple of
be
us helping
seeing if they'd be willing to wait. How long can they hold out just as things are until we could come back and finish the job? That'd be the only other alternative. Because I think the way Caleb is thinking about it is we have to choose between the ally we know we have or the ally we might be able to have. Basically, Caleb would put more value on someone we already know is our ally versus someone who might become our ally. And he's not even 100% convinced that just because Aurora likes them does not necessarily mean the other members of the rebellion will like them and agree with them.
Also, if Aurora tries and fails, think how much harder it'll be in order for us to get to Aragos to begin with.
All right, so what is the consensus so I know what to say, because I pretty much know what I'm going to say.
Gil wants to stay behind.
We want to stay behind, or?
He wants to stay behind and help the rebellion.
Yeah, Gil's advocating to deal with Aragos first, Sundragon second. Caleb's advocating the opposite.
Okay, so we have...
Gil can always catch up with y'all since he has Ruby and can probably catch up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would hate to split us up, and that just seems like a really bad idea, especially with, you know, all of the dangers in the jungle, and who knows what Captain Droop has up his sleeves, and, you know, who's with Captain Droop, and, you know, what all that entails. So, you know, we might need all hands on deck with that as well.
And let's not forget, Sundragon is an ally we know we have.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what this rebellion is going to do once it succeeds. We have no confirmation that they will be our ally.
Yes.
And so if we help them and Sundragon is severely weakened or even destroyed, we will have lost, and then they turn around and don't support us, we will have lost an ally for nothing. But on the other hand, if we don't help them here and they fail, but we are able to help Sundragon continue to be our ally, then we will have lost nothing.
Well, also, once we deal with what's happening in Sundragon, who's to say that Sundragon won't help us by, you know, trying to figure out how to help the rebels? Because, like...
It's true. We could see if the rebels would be willing to hold out until we can help our ally, and then we can come back and finish the job then.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly with more support.
Yeah.
Why did Sundragon send support? She'll need all of her troops where she's at.
Well, we fight Captain Droop, and
if we get through to Captain Droop, then our forces will be freed up.
Yeah, and then just take his ship.
And if her troops leave, all the other assholes will see that weakness and go after her, and it won't give her a
No,
way
that's
to
not going to happen.
herself.
I'm not going to let them get after her. And anyway, she's super strong.
Can Caleb remember, like, how many of the Scar Concord are in territory near Sundragon?
The ones closest to Sundragon are Wyborn, Humor, and Ergos.
Ergos obviously being right there, but our plan would deal with Ergos. Are the others like right next to Sundragon?
Yes, Humor is literally connected to them directly by land on multiple fronts. And because you guys remember, you guys left the Summersea Forest and were then in Sundragon territory. And Wyborn is across across the bay from them, but still pretty close. They can easily access Sundragon by sea.
Okay.
Because it's way too easy for invasion.
What's the W one's name again?
Wyborn, you mean?
Yeah, Wyborn. How does Wyborn compare to Sundragon in like capabilities?
Make a history check.
Oh, there it is.
Is he saying this out loud?
No, yeah, this is internal because he's trying to determine out of character what Caleb's thought process is, which is fine.
That's going to be doing the math in my head. 12.
You don't know. You do know that her first name is Lysandra. And you don't know a whole lot about Lysandra Wyborn. You know the Wyborn kingdom is pretty recent, but it has its own share of respect. Accessing my notes, sorry. Yeah, Lysandra Wyborn II, and you don't know a lot about her, but you do know that she is a powerful and well-respected leader, despite her kingdom being relatively young. But that's all you know.
Is she like known for being particularly aggressive or bold?
Yeah, this you've already rolled for, so I'll just remind you of it. Yes and no. She is known for rapid expansion, but not out of aggressive tendencies. Tebedra knows well of this, since Ergos was sort of an unspoken ally of theirs for a while. Ergos used to be a lot bigger, because the thieves bought out a bunch of the Geogran territory's land when Geogr was falling on hard times after the Kingdom of Sundragon took a bunch of their land through coastal invasion. The current Kingdom of Wyborn territory actually also used to be the Ergos Republic's territory after the Thieves Guild bought out that land, but whenever Wyborn ascended to power, she basically slowly took more and more land from Ergos, seemingly without a fight, which resulted in a lot of the speculation that Ergos and Wyborn were in a relationship, as that was the only theory anyone could concoct on why a relatively respected and powerful leader like Ergos would not use any of their resources to even put up a fight for Wyborn literally taking an entire continent from them, or, well, subcontinent anyway.
Okay. So Caleb knows that they're thieves.
Yeah, so you don't, basically all you know about Wyborn in terms of capabilities is that she definitely must be charming to coax Ergos into literally giving up half of her best territory.
So if her kingdom is based on like thieves and stuff, they're probably not really that much of a military kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So you do know they have a military force, but you don't know a lot about their capabilities.
But, okay, alright, so Caleb, I know what Caleb's going to say now.
Yeah, go for it.
Going to sing. I feel like, because one of them had like a water border, right?
Yeah, Kingdom of Wyborn has to go through by sea to access Sundragon.
What was the one that had like the land connections?
The Humor Empire, the city that you guys were in.
Yeah, but last time we left it was...
Yeah, that was the city you guys were in for the ball.
Okay. So Caleb is going to say, the only one who might be able to attack them would have to come over water to get to them, otherwise they have to take some convoluted route. And I feel like if the others were going to attack Sundragon, why wouldn't they have attacked with What's his faction called?
Captain Droop?
What's Captain Droop's faction called?
I don't know.
As far as you guys know. And also, I will correct. I was letting it slide because it was an in-character mistake, but Lucian, the one with the airship, is Tropu Bikok. Captain Droop is the pirate.
Oh.
They do. He
Okay,
does have a ship.
what is the airship guy's faction basically called?
Yeah, and Lucian, because you had done a history check on him, you would know that he doesn't actually really have one. He's just a wealthy asshole from overseas who has an airship. He doesn't really work for anyone in particular.
So she'll say that, I just know that he is an asshole and he is, like, money.
Okay, well, the point is...
Is he new money or old money?
If the others
you don't know.
Okay.
If the others are going to attack, why wouldn't they have done it at the same time as the airships attack?
Well, okay, so like
They would have been just as distracted and arguably weakened by that. So if they could attack, why didn't they do it then?
That's a good point.
I bet that the others were either unwilling to attack, or he simply is doing this of his own accord.
Well, here's the thing, Caleb. You know, Lucifer had told me before that they all have their own agendas. You know, so it could be that they all separated and all did their own thing.
So
Which is
I
why-
don't think it's likely that Sundragon would be attacked if we fight off this one.
Right.
At least not yet. Obviously, they probably have other plans for them, but for now, I think this is just stupid names on agenda.
You mean Tropu?
Yes, stupid name.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's a stupid name. He's a stupid bird too. Did you know that he's in a wheelchair? And like, I have a feeling, you know, like when we were down in those tunnels and those guys were like, oh, we're waiting for our bus to come back. What if Tropu? Because like they said it's been a while since he's like been gone. And he is well known for being like super shifty and shit. So. Or maybe it's Captain Drew. Like one of those fuckers.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think that I do think this is something that would really be good to just have had a discussion with them on.
No, you're right. So right now, I think we should take a vote. Do we stay here, collect all the keys, and go talk to Aragos? Or do we collect the keys and go help Sundragon? Or put the Aragos thing on pause, go to Sundragon, and then come back? So A, B, or C?
Kato?
Well, I will say for the third option, we will have to know if they can wait.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to like if we think that if I
would
can,
say-
if you want me to say, can you wait, or you need to wait?
Caleb is going to say, we should probably at least ask them if they are able to wait and make our decision off of that.
Okay.
If they can wait, then we will go with then I say go with the third option. If they can't, then we're just gonna have to do what we can for them and then go help Sundragon. And maybe if their fight is still going on, maybe we could still come back and help.
Here's the problem, Caleb, is that I can only do this one more time tonight. So I've
Well-
only got one message to send.
You
And
could say
25
if you
words.
are able to, you could say if you're able to, if you're able to wait, then we could just give you the keys for safekeeping. We'll help our ally and come back. If not, then we'll just have to, we'll give you the keys and come back to help if we can. Something like that. I don't know how many words that was.
I know what I'm going to say. I just need to know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. What does everybody else think? Do you think that I should ask her? Or
How do you
should...
know if you're going to say? How do you know what you're going to say?
I just want
but
to know
not
what
what?
everybody else thinks. If everybody else thinks that I should also ask her if she can wait. Is everybody on the same page is what I'm asking.
Yes.
Gil?
Thinking on it,
Alright, we'll circle back to you. What about you, Neon?
like, because it's just a lot.
I know it's a lot. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I really couldn't care less.
Your indifference is insufferable.
Noted.
Look, I know you're going through a
Be
lot
careful,
right now,
Neon.
but
You're
I
going
really
to turn
need you
into
to...
Zephyr at this rate.
Yeah, I really gonna need you to have an opinion here.
Well, nothing's changing. I don't have one. I barely know any of these people.
Well, in this situation, what would you do as a peacekeeper?
But I'm telling you, I don't know. So I'll go along with the majority.
You're very helpful. Thank you. Gil?
Good to know.
It's just, we told Aurora that we would help. We
I know
gave
we
our
did.
word.
We do still intend to help.
Yeah, absolutely. We do intend to help. We just need to go.
But
We just need to go and
at
help
what
our allies.
cost? At what cost to the rebellion? These are innocent civilians.
Well, it's gonna take us a while
Well,
to
I'm
get
going to
to
say,
them back.
once I think they'd be more. Would Caleb know about the term partisan?
I'm not sure because, to be honest with you, the DM doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, Amanda doesn't know what that means.
Okay, a partisan is basically, it's like uses a term, basically like whenever, okay, so like in World War II, whenever like the French people who like resisted, they at that point were considered to have stopped being civilians and have become partisans. Basically, they are no longer protected as civilians anymore. They are now open game to be fired upon.
Okay. I will say, while I doubt the word itself, I mean, it's one of those like situations of like French braid of like you can just use the word that makes sense. But yeah, I'll say Caleb would probably have like a basic awareness of the concept.
Caleb will, okay, so Caleb will, because he said like they're innocent civilians. Caleb will like, well, technically, I'm not an expert on it, but I know that when somebody starts fighting, they stop being protected as a civilian.
Yes,
Once they took up arms, they stopped being civilians.
If your home was threatened, wouldn't you take up arms?
Disagreeing, but at the same time, it does mean it's a little bit different. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. Basically, it's not like they were just standing there unarmed and just got shot or stabbed or something.
No, they just had weapons thrust in their hands when they decided to defend themselves, and have no training on how to use said weapon. Like if it was actually like a local military, that'd be one thing. But these are untrained people going up against trained, hardened soldiers.
Did those soldiers not to bleed?
Yeah, they bleed, but a whole lot harder.
But they also know how to fight, Caleb. You know, I think that Aurora would be basically putting her people into death, basically, if she were to tell them to fight. I agree with Gil that they should not fight.
But also, the longer they wait...
Didn't Aurora say that they had been preparing for this for a long time?
Yes, they have like, because this was all covered during the meeting.
Aurora given basic instruction, but that's
the main advantage that
trained drill.
The main advantage that the rebellion has from what was discussed during the meeting is that they have better numbers and better equipment. And while they have basic training, Gil is technically right that the Argosian soldiers, despite having inferior technology and numbers, do have the advantage of individual skill. And in terms of the can they wait, Aurora did mention that part of the reason that they're determined to strike soon is because Argos is going to be inaugurated as the new official priest of Argos, which likely means that she will be able to put forth the order to basically sentence all the entire rebellion to death. And the only reason she hadn't done that already is because she needed to be the official priestess to give that order.
So if we wait, if we do our thing, they'll die. If we don't, then yeah. So it
And
doesn't matter.
Sundragon may die.
Yeah, like,
Depending on
no matter
how.
who's-
Okay. Well, either way, we have to go fast. Which one do we want to do?
Lucian conveyed to them that Sundragon said that they were prepared for the attack.
She did.
Well, I guess from a different perspective, we're talking about a prepared military that knows an attack is coming and is ready for it, versus a group of individuals who have just recently taken admittedly impressive arms, but not as well as the arms used by the enemy. And in that situation, it would seem that one side clearly needs more help than the other.
But I said that we would be there soon.
As soon as we could.
Yeah, that is.
You didn't say.
Were you listening to me, Gil?
What?
You were eavesdropping on my conversation.
Oh yeah.
You were
Oh, yeah, I
standing
should know.
right fucking here while we were listening.
We are
No.
in a fucking room
You
alone.
stood right next to us.
No, I did it when you guys were sleeping.
Gil's gonna be like, well, I wasn't asleep yet.
Well,
I was in
elves
beginning
do
of REM
meditate.
sleep.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
he
no,
go
that
into-
is actually true. Even if Gil had been sleeping, he still could have overheard the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
it specifically
Hey,
says that elves maintain awareness of their surroundings.
I was in REM sleep. It wasn't, so I could still hear everything.
Suspicious squinting.
It's not my fault.
You're an asshole.
Asshole or not, the point still stands. Sundragon can wait.
Basically, much too.
It really sounded like she really needed help.
Well, keep
She is a
messaging her
trained fighter.
so we can keep an eye on her then.
Okay. So I guess for now I will tell Aurora that things are not going to change.
I guess you could say that maybe we
Tell her-
reevaluated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell her that should things with our other ally get worse, we may have to leave. But until then, nothing has changed.
Okay.
We're going back to the original plan.
Okay.
The absolute cruelty on these decisions, Matthew.
The only other alternative would be if some of us go one way and the rest of us stay here, which could be
Either way.
problematic.
It could be very
Gil would stay here. There's no doubt Gil would stay.
Lucian would probably go. We could always explore the option of some of us stay and some of us go. But here's the thing: is that some of these temples are going to have riddles and stuff. And I'm not saying that you guys are stupid or anything, but like we could use all the brain power that we have, and that's all of us using all of our brain power together.
So basically, yeah, we're stupid.
I'll say in Lucian's defense that one is like legitimately like a fair point. Like
Or
basically,
heads are better than
yeah,
less heads.
like 7 heads are better than like 3 or 4.
Yeah, for temples that even Inquisitors couldn't get through.
Well, to be fair, the Inquisitors are also religious nuts who probably couldn't think about things in the right
And
way.
couldn't read the language to begin with.
No, don't. You're undermining my argument.
Sorry. I was going to point out, to be fair, Liv did say they did get through the rigor one. They just never solved the puzzle to get the key. They just solved the other ones.
Yeah.
So maybe that one will be faster.
So
To
basically,
be fair, restraint we also struggled with.
basically what I'm hearing is if Zephyr would have to stay, or to have a translate.
Yeah, if Zephyr went with them, it would be like, that sign can't stop me because I can't
read.
I can't read.
Die.
Yeah, it says in like child draconic.
Oh
don't
my
go
god,
in
I
here.
just remembered. I remembered that one of our old D&D moments. So
Oh yeah, I can't read.
I can't read. Oh, so much lore lost.
All right, so
I can't read.
Okay,
And all that. I can't read.
Final consensus. We are staying until either we finish our task or Sundragon says that she needs backup. Correct?
Even if Sundragon needed backup, by the time we got to her, by that point, it would not do us. It wouldn't matter.
Circles back to the issue, Jeremy.
Well, hang on, Matthew. Can Caleb remember how long it would take to get from...
Lucian would know as well.
Well,
to Ergo, or not
yeah, to be
Ergo.
fair, you guys haven't been there yet. But I will say if you had to do a rough guesstimate to get back up above ground and then all the way to Sundragon's capital city, it could easily take you like multiple weeks.
Not. So yeah, I have a feeling that his airship is not that damn slow. I mean, we did see his airship flying once. Can we?
Lucian did mention that Sundragon had said, "Oh, if I'm still alive in a couple months." So maybe she's not sure when they're going to attack.
And to answer your question, Caleb, yes, you guys saw it fly while you were leaving Mercurial. At the very least, you know it's faster than horses.
So it probably won't. If he's in Sundragon's territory already, it probably wouldn't take him weeks to get to the capital. So we may not even be able to get there in time anyways.
More stuff.
So what's the plan?
So I think
You'll
we should
stay.
stick with the plan we had.
Alright.
We try to help out, maybe just try to pick up the pace a little bit and try not to screw up so we don't get any more things that make us take longer because we screwed it up.
Like look at the elves.
Looking at fucking Zephyr.
Zephyr didn't do anything. In fact, Zephyr solved
Yet.
the entire puzzle by himself, alright?
Zephyr tried to freaking like break the fucking locks.
Well, no,
Well,
that was Gil.
he was he literally touched the logs, didn't even start picking them, saw what happened to Gil, and was like, nah, never mind.
But he was going to.
No, I will agree with you. He was going to, but
So like he can't just because he stopped because he saw someone else's stupidity doesn't forgive him for his stupidity. If he had done his thing first, then it would have been Gil. Well, no, Gil's stupid, so Gil probably still would have done his thing.
I mean, it's like it was both the elves that made it last longer by both diffusing the magic and then attacking the chain.
But that. No, wait, no.
Well, I only
Didn't Zephyr,
attacked
wait,
the chains
wait.
because
Didn't
y'all
Zephyr try
mentioned
to
it.
ground the thing with the bubble?
What? No.
no, I think that was Gil.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
But I only attacked the chain though because y'all mentioned, oh, what if we just break the chain? So Gil's like, okay, I will
Well,
try to
To
break
be
the
fair,
fucking
poor
chain.
impulse control is also a lack of restraint. That's not a good argument for the temple not punishing you.
No, I'm
Alright.
just saying that there was a reason behind what he did. It
Yeah,
wasn't
You have
stupid.
no good
There was a reason.
self-control.
All right, so the
You
plan
just-
is
Gil
Okay.
just the first thing
Yeah,
that pops
so-
into his head, he does it.
So, Lucian. Okay, so everybody is basically right around Lucian, right?
Well, except for Zephyr.
Zephyr's
Zephyr's still stuck in
outside.
a tree.
yeah, Zephyr has no idea what's
Sitting
going
in a
on.
tree.
He's just
All right.
Yeah.
She's gonna look around and she's gonna sigh. Well, there's no quiet way of doing this. She's going to take her ring and she's gonna twist it, and she is going to say, Yanakami, which anybody who is from Yav will understand it as I'm worthless.
Oh.
And then she is going to say, we evaluated the situation, and we think it's best to continue with the present plan. Should
Of
anything
helping.
change, we will go to her aid. And then that's my message.
You get a response fairly quickly again. I'll take that to mean you're continuing with the original plan. In
Yeah, I
which
was
case,
gonna
I'm
say
grateful.
original would have been a better word.
I had a word. I'll go ahead and say original plan.
I mean, don't take that the wrong way. I was just thinking about it. I didn't mean for you
I'm-
to act on that.
No, you're
Oh,
fine. Don't worry
it's
about
okay.
it.
I was just
Assuming-
commenting for like future reference.
Yeah.
Assuming that to be the case, I can promise what aid I can provide you as soon as Argos is deposed. You have my word.
She says that she. Okay. She says that she is going to try to help us if she can, and that's her word. And that is me for tonight. I'm going to go to bed because I can't message Sundragon now. Good night. She's gonna
You
go to
could
bed
send the
and pout.
message in the morning.
Oh,
But
yeah.
here's the thing. What if there's like dragons or something out there? We don't know what is stopping Zephyr. Maybe something ate Zephyr, and then I'm gonna have to kill it for killing Zephyr.
I don't know. I didn't see any blood or anything out there.
Did he not see any blood?
No, you didn't.
That doesn't mean that they didn't drag his corpse away.
There would have been evidence of it.
Not
You don't give
necessarily.
Zephyr enough credit.
Yeah.
Zephyr is a grown lizard man. He can handle himself.
And also, he is one of the sneakiest people. Caleb also being one of the most sneaky people that I know.
He's also one of the most stubborn little bastards too. He's never
Exactly,
let a
which is
few
probably
dragons
why
kill
he's
him.
still alive.
I mean, if HP is 0, HP
He's
is 0.
he's too stubborn to die.
And plus, you know, aren't you able to revive people?
I should only do it within a time frame.
I can
10 days.
I can revive people, but not in the way that you're going to want.
Wait,
I'm
hold on,
still.
out of character. What the fuck are the diamonds for? I thought that was so you can.
The
revive
diamonds
them.
are for revivify, which only works if the person has been dead for a minute.
No,
Yeah, basically, if she doesn't get
okay.
to it, if she doesn't get to him instantly, then the best she could do is turn him into a zombie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, sorry for interrupting again. I feel like I've been doing that all night.
All right.
Oh,
It's
no,
okay.
that
You're
was,
fine. No, that was
fair
a
question.
legitimate question. You're fine.
You know, a better revive spell that's like, I just have to say your name.
I am studying though, Caleb, if it makes you feel better, and I am trying to be a better healer and try to, you know, ask Jiva for more help on how to revive. And you know, I do know how to do some things, you know, watching my dad, and like I said, I cannot do it in the way that you're going to want it, not yet at least.
The revivify is more of like a combat revive.
Yes.
Essentially, yes.
There are better
Or
ones.
yeah, or for like immediately after combat.
Because like during a combat phase, you could basically take 10 turns to get to them and revive them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is that it for you guys going down for a long rest?
That is it for me.
Yes.
All right. With the party decided on a plan, Zephyr up in a tree, completely oblivious to it, but
Yeah.
having a nice conversation with Liv in the interim. The party begin to drift off to slumber. The final night of their penitent wait, as the bubble is now small enough to where you estimate it will either be gone or just about in the morning. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Aww.
Sorry.
I mean, it's 1 o'clock.
I don't care.
Or D&D.
I mean, I would be fine with exploring the idea of doing longer sessions, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to eat dinner at some point. So.
Yeah, no, I know. that's why it hasn't been. Anyway, so the party has made the executive decision to continue their support of the rebellion, but hoping to rush to Sundragon's aid as quickly as they can.
Nothing's changed nowadays.
Well, yeah, but you know, like now
lot
you're
of
now aware that a
was
new
done.
player has sort of thrown their hat in the proverbial ring, with Tropu Bikok showing himself, attacking Sundragon with the full might of his airship, and seems like he has Sundragon on the ropes for now, taking cities as he goes, while you guys depose Ergos. I'm so glad the actual political play is starting to come up, and I cannot wait for the long-term parts of this campaign of you guys actually having soldiers and stuff. That's gonna be fucking awesome. Anyway, If you want to see more of my DMing, check out twitch.tv/GrahamCrackers, GrahamCrackers, for my Friday campaign, The Goldshine Investigations at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time, taking place in the same campaign setting, but far in the distant past, where Aurora Blackmont's father and uncle are among the party, currently battling the cult of the Children of Red Sight, who have been giving people mysterious powers through arcane rituals that are draining the land of sustenance and life.
And tomorrow
check out our
be
website.
another campaign, right?
No, we're starting next week.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that, don't worry. Check out our website at officiald5hub.info, now up for the time being, so please check that out. And check the link that should be about to be posted in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. And please support our episodes posted on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you happen to get them from. And for our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 9:30 Central Daylight Time at twitch.tv/OddTornadoProductions. Check out Odd Tornado Productions Official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our Human Rogues Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5. That's 5 with a PH. If you like what we do, please support us on Patreon. I will post that link in chat myself, or on Ko-fi at Odd Tornado Productions. What, Austin, sorry?
Yeah, because I never got any links to those, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I got it. Or on Ko-fi at Odd Tornado Productions, and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/tornadoodd, TNO capitalized. And if you like this campaign and this party and want to see more of it, next, not this Wednesday, but starting next Wednesday at the same time, 9:30 Central Daylight
Why
Time.
did we skip a week?
So that you guys would have time to finalize character ideas. We discussed that in session 0. For us to resume campaign number 1, which is on our playlist on our YouTube channel if you'd like to catch up. Campaign number 1, Under Locks and Keys, featuring a party of globe-trotting treasure hunters hoping to access a treasure that's only available every 100 years. And if you like my DMing and want to experience it for yourself, I'm currently looking for players for a paid game, which will be double the length of our normal streams. Pay rates to be decided, but if that interests anyone, please feel free to get in touch with me using any of the socials I just linked you to. I think that's everything. So, thanks everyone at home so much for watching. Thanks all of you so much for playing, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.